The mother of a 5-year-old boy goes to war with a babysitter who refused to change your son's pants.
Why didn't you take off those soiled clothes from the little boy?
I never agreed on changing diapers.
Also today, a dancer sues her uncle over a truck.
I assume you have the money today.
No, I do not.
Well, you better get it. Do you work?
Yes, I do.
All rise, please. Judge, please. Judge number 36 on the calendar in the matter of Cooper versus Campbell. All parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Have a seat, please.
Well, this case presents a serious problem that a lot of working people have, especially working moms, who have to find appropriate daycare for their children. According to this complaint, Ms. Campbell, you hired the plaintiff to take care of your children while you were working.
That's correct.
How long did she care for your children?
I believe a little over 2 years. I'm not exactly sure.
And how many children did she care for?
She cared for 2 of my children. I have only 2 children.
How old are they? Your son, who's 5.
My son is 5, and my daughter, who's here today as a witness, she is 7.
And there came a time when you became dissatisfied with her service. According to your answer, terminated the service. But according to your complaint, she did not pay you for the last month. Is that correct?
Correct.
Which was $450.
Correct.
So, let me hear what happened.
I provided a service to Mrs. Campbell for the month of April. There had been problems previously for months with her son having uncontrollable bowel movements, and I had suggested several times on occasion for her to have him evaluated, and she disregarded that.
Oh, that's not true,
Just a
Terry,
second.
and you know it.
According to these papers, Ms. Cooper, you were aware of the fact that her son had some serious problems.
Right.
What kind of problems does he have?
My son is learning disabled. We believe he has ADHD, and also he's been diagnosed with stress-related seizure disorder.
And according to your papers, he did have a couple of grand mal seizures.
He's had 2 grand mal seizures. The first occurred the first day of preschool. The second occurred in Carrie Cooper's residence.
And the ADHD is attention deficit...
Hyperactivity
attention
deficit.
Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder.
Correct.
And you were aware of that he had
yes.
these problems. So he soiled himself while in your care.
Right.
Twice.
Twice? No, this has been going on. It was
No,
like...
it was the 3rd time. It was the 3rd time.
It was more than 3 occasions.
No, it wasn't.
Don't interrupt. So what happened on the day that precipitated this
was
lawsuit?
At 3 p.m., April 30th. I proceeded to call Kathy at her place of employment.
At 3 o'clock, the little boy soiled himself.
Right.
And you called her at her job.
Yes.
What
and
time
asked-
does she usually come to pick up the children?
5 o'clock.
Okay.
So I proceeded to ask her if she can make arrangements for somebody to come pick him up.
No, you didn't.
Shh, shh. Listen, I'm going to get to you in a second.
I called her, notified her of the problem, asked if somebody could come pick him up. I didn't have another diaper to change him or a change of clothes. She said he would have
Miss
to
Campbell,
stay like that.
you're not helping yourself.
Okay.
Okay?
He would have to stay like that until she got there. At which time, I put him in the hallway because I have tile there. I have carpet everywhere else. I put him in the hallway to wait for his mother.
How did you put him in the hallway?
I just had him sit on the floor in the hallway.
Well, describe this place to me.
Okay, my front door, then the hallway, then you go into my living room. The hallway is all tile. And I had him sit there instead of the carpet so my carpet wouldn't get soiled.
Do you have any children?
Yes, I do. I have 1 child.
Boy or a girl?
Girl.
How old?
5.
Well, let me ask you this question.
Okay.
Why didn't you take off those soiled clothes from the little boy? And at least for the 2 hours that he was waiting, why didn't you put on a pair of your daughter's overalls, something?
I just did when I called her and asked her to come get him, I did what she told me to do.
No, Miss Cooper, I'm talking about humanity. I'm not talking about what she told you to do. She called her at work and you said somebody has to come and get him. Well, this is, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's not easy on a moment's notice to get somebody to come over and pick up the boy. These were children that you had watched for 2 years. you have a child of similar age, who I'm sure has a pair of sweatpants, because girls always have sweatpants, just like boys do. Take off the diaper or the pull-ups that he was wearing. I don't know, burn them, do whatever you want to do with them. And in the meantime, until she gets there, put something of your daughter's on. Why couldn't you do that? Instead of putting him out in a hallway.
Since I started watching the kids, he was potty trained. I never agreed on changing diapers. She knew of the problem. She knew that I wasn't going to do that. That's why every time it happened, I called her at work, and either her husband or herself would come pick him up.
What do you mean you never agreed? Children have accidents.
I understand that.
And you mean if the child has an accident, you don't take care of that?
Yes, I do.
Well, then so what was the problem here? If you wanted to terminate this and say, listen, after today, I'm not taking care of him anymore, I could understand that. My problem, Ms. Cooper, is it's very traumatic for a child. I know I've had children, and it's very traumatic for a child to be left that way, humiliated in a hallway alone. A 5-year-old understands, has the cognitive ability to understand what you're doing. It seems to me there's a certain lack of humanity in not taking care of the problem and then saying, at the end of the day, Ms. Campbell, I can't, I won't, I don't want to take care of your children anymore because this is a problem that I don't want to have to deal with.
I had told her that 2 weeks prior to that.
But still, you continue to take care of the children, right?
Right.
But you can say, I'm not going to do it anymore without taking it out on the child. The child is the one who's traumatized. She may feel very badly about her son, but it's the child himself who's left with that feeling, that terrible moment of being in a hallway because he soiled himself, especially when he has the kinds of problems that this little boy has. Who's wrong? All right, Miss Campbell, I see you're real upset.
I want to tell you, first of all, she handed me his clothes in a clean bag. The difference between the other 2 incidents and this, he was wearing a pull-up. All she had to do was take off the pull-up and clean him up, put his clean clothes back on him. She's lying. Those clothes were in a bag. My daughter's here. She knows the story. When I walked up, he was standing by the front door. The neighborhood children had gathered, and they were laughing at my son. I will never in my life forget the look on his face.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
My son is going into therapy June 19th for what she did to him, okay? It wasn't a safe environment at all.
And later today,
you owe me my money. Or you gotta pay me.
Well, I'm not gonna pay you because you still owe me.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Catherine Bennett Campbell says her babysitter, Carrie Cooper, neglected her 5-year-old son, and so she refuses to pay the fee.
He was standing in the hallway like she said, but you could see him. I could see him in the corner with his head down. When he came out to me, his pull-up had been on him for 2 hours. It was sagging. He had only a t-shirt on. She had just bagged up his clean clothes because she simply did not want to deal with the situation.
Those weren't clean clothes.
They were clean clothes.
Shh, sir.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I had to say something.
Well, then you step up here. You want to come up here and say something? I'll hear you.
They were not. They were soiled clothes from
weren't.
days before.
Miss Campbell, why don't you say anything?
She doesn't bring diapers. She had bring clothes before, but they had been soiled in prior. That's why they were in a plastic bag.
What's your name, sir?
I'm Tom.
Tom what?
DeLeo.
Mr. DeLeo. You were home when this happened?
Yes.
You have children, sir?
Yeah, her daughter's my daughter.
You know how protective people are of their children?
Yes, I do.
Miss Campbell is protective of her child. You are particularly protective of a child who has a disability.
We were protective of her kids, too.
No, Mr. DeLeo. You're not protective of a child, sir, if you don't take care of that child.
Well, it's not
the same way that you would take care of your own child, and you would not leave your daughter in that situation. And if you would not leave your daughter in that situation, you don't leave a child entrusted to your care in that situation.
I want to say, when she made that phone call to me, if I had known that my son was going to go through this, you better believe I would have picked him up. I never intended for this to happen to him.
Had you always paid her on time?
Yes, yes, ma'am, I did.
And you paid her at the end of the month?
Yes.
For the preceding month?
Correct.
Now, you know that she took care of, by the way, did you report this incident?
Yes, I have. I filed a police report, which I have a copy. Tom DeLeo is also involved. I want to explain to you this. When my children got into the car, both of them at the same time told me, Mommy, Mommy, Tom hit Josh in the head. Tom hit Josh in the head. Then Josh told me, no, you know what? Jenna's going to tell you. Then Josh told me his feet hurt, and that's when I asked him, were you in the corner all this time? And Josh said yes. I have filed reports with community care licensing. I have filed a police report. I have filed a police report. Child abuse registry is currently investigating that. Anaheim Police is awaiting their report.
Okay, well, that's a good idea. What's your name?
Jenna. Jenna.
Jenna? Is your name Jenna? I have a little granddaughter whose name is Jenna. She's 2.5. Jenna, would you like to come up here and talk to me for a minute?
Watch your step. See you, Jenna.
Hi.
Hi.
Jenna, do you remember that day when your brother had a problem? Yes? Well, would you tell me what happened? You look at me and tell me.
Well, I came to my babysitter's house. She picked me up from the bus stop, and then we had to do my homework, me and my friend, and then we ate our snack, and then we played the monkey game, and then it was time for Joshua to get up, and then he
had been sleeping?
Yeah. And he did an accident.
While he in his pants while he was sleeping? Okay, so what happened then?
And then Carrie put him in the corner for 2 hours, and then he told me that...
Who's Carrie?
She.
She. That's Carrie? She put him in the corner?
And then he told me that Tom hit him in the head because he hit Ashley on accident.
Oh, so that Tom hitting him on the head had to do with an argument that their little girl was having with your brother. So he said he hit him on the head because he hit Ashley. Joshua hit Ashley. I see. It didn't have anything to do with him soiling his pants that he got hit in the head, right? Is that right? Good. Anything else you want to tell me? Has it always been okay at this babysitter's for you? Up until this happened? She's a pretty nice babysitter?
Yeah.
She takes care of you okay?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You never had any complaints before, did you? No? You have a new babysitter now? You like the new babysitter? Want to go back to your seat? Okay. Okay, so at least we found out about this hitting on the head. It didn't really have anything to do with this
No, but how appropriate is it to hit a child with stress-related seizure
Kathy,
disorder
I
in
never
the
hit
head?
Josh in the head.
Listen.
No way.
Yes.
That's what my children told me.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I have nightmares over what my Joshua went through for 2.5 hours. You're pathetic and you make me sick.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Catherine Bennett Campbell says her babysitter, Carrie Cooper, neglected her 5-year-old son, and so she refuses to pay the fee.
This was an unfortunate incident.
Extremely.
I absolutely agree with you. But it appears from what your daughter has said, and even what you have said to me previously, that this was a babysitter that you had used for 2 years and who had taken good care of your kids. I don't think you would have left your children with her if she didn't. I find, Miss Cooper, that your behavior on that day was really inexcusable. The issue is, does that mean that you don't have to pay her for the whole month? And you do, because that was your arrangement. You have to pay her for the month that she watched your children. I certainly think that you did the appropriate thing by issuing the reports that you did, because I think that her actions were callous in what she did with your boy. She exercised very poor judgment. I'm telling you that you exercised very poor judgment. But this is a court of law. You had a contract. Your contract provided that you were supposed to be paid $450 for watching these children. You would watch them for an entire month prior to this incident. So the judgment in this case is simple. It's for the plaintiff in the amount of $450. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I hope you're proud of what you did to my son.
Step out the back door to your right, please.
I think you're pathetic, and I think you should not be watching children, and I think you better take some parenting classes, and you need to find some compassion.
Parenting classes.
Oh, honey, I'm in parenting classes to deal with the problems my son has because
Your son
of you.
had problems before.
That's correct,
me.
and you knew about it. You knew.
Parties on Richardson versus Amos. Step forward, please.
29-year-old dancer Denise Richardson says she loaned her brother-in-law, Lavasta Amos, $95 to rent a truck, and he never paid her back.
All right, Miss Richardson, you say that Mr. Amos owes you $95. You want to tell me how that came about, please?
I don't know about it in March. My niece called her father asking me to help.
Your niece?
My niece.
That's
my
his
sister,
daughter?
My sister's daughter, yes.
Okay. This is the father.
Yes.
Your niece called you and said...
Asked me if I could rent a rider truck for them to move. So it was
For
just...
whom?
For her father and her.
Okay.
And it was just for me to put it on my credit card, for them to just have a deposit, you know, to hold the truck, and then they were supposed to make the payment.
They were supposed to pay in cash?
They were supposed to pay in cash, yes, ma'am.
So you said?
No problem. I went down. I had to sign, show my ID. He wasn't present, but his wife, Tammy, was. I said, are you sure you're going to pay? She said, yes, we're going to pay. We're going to bring the truck back this evening, and we're going to pay. So I had to go to work, and I went ahead and left the matters in their hand.
So they put the $95 on your credit card, and they never paid for it in cash?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes?
How you doing this morning?
I'm doing fine. Let's get down to business. Do you owe this lady $95?
Yes, I do.
So why are you here?
Well, basically, it's like that happened when I did have the money. She wasn't in town. She was out of state, so I ended up spending the money. So when she came back, I told her...
Just a minute. You rented the truck?
Yes.
And you had the money?
Yes.
In cash?
Yes. No, not at the time that she rented the truck.
Well, that's what you told me.
So then you got the money?
You're right.
How much later did you get the money?
It was about a week later.
So why didn't you send it to her?
I didn't have her address for her. Plus, when I had the money, she was gone out of state.
Actually, the money was supposed to be paid that day. The credit card was only to hold the truck because you can't get one without a credit card. He was supposed to pay that day, either that night or the next morning they dropped off the truck.
No, because I told her I didn't have the money, because if I did, I would have gave her the money that day.
If that was the case, I would have never let him rent a truck on my credit card, knowing he may have done that to me.
If she knew
I assume you have the money
today.
today. Listen, I assume you have the money today.
No, I do not.
Well, you better get it. Do you work?
Yes, I do. But she owed me.
She owes you for what?
Well, back on March the 22nd, or at the end of March, my daughter babysitted her kids. Her kids got out of hand one time, and they was just basically running in and out the dining area where my cabinet was, and they ended up breaking my champagne glasses for a wedding.
That was never, I never did know anything about it.
I told her about it.
March?
And yes, when Toya kept the kids that day.
Just a second.
And I told her that the glasses cost $150. It was our wedding champagne. It was engraved with our name on it and everything. She said she was going to pay me back.
This is all new to me. I've never even heard this.
Mr. Amos, that really has no... You can't set off, sir. What you're looking to do is set off the champagne glasses for the $95 that you owe her. Let me tell you this. If your daughter...
It has nothing to do with that. I mean, you know, it's like she said she was going to pay me. That's just like the same thing I'm supposed to pay her. I'm going to pay her and she ain't paying me.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
Well, I want to tell you something. I'm not deciding that lawsuit with the broken champagne glasses, but if I was deciding that lawsuit, this would be my decision. Pay careful attention. Your daughter, who is how old?
She's 16 now.
She assumed the responsibility of taking care of these two children. It was her responsibility to see to it that the two children were supervised at all times, and if there was anything in the house that could be broken or whatever, it was her responsibility to see to it that those things were out of harm's way. Do you understand?
Yeah, but I had told her kids several times to stay out the dining area. They were supposed to be in the play area.
Then what you have to do is tell your daughter, who would assume the responsibility for those children, to take the children outside. Do you understand?
But it was at night.
Hey, Mr. Amos, you got an answer for every question. You owe her the money. Period. End of discussion. Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $95. That's it.
Parties are excused. You may step out the back to your right.
On the next Judge Judy.
Well, by the time I got there, I didn't know I was going to have to fight for my life to get out.
It all started when a screw came loose from a video game.
And all I did was defend myself when she jumped in my face.
Let's take this slowly, Rena.
Yeah. My Renee hit her again because she wasn't moving out the door fast enough.
Aren't you?
Seat, please.
Ms. Nickerson, you are suing the defendants for assault,
Yes.
for injury to your arm, to your finger.
And my foot. I have a comminuted fracture on my foot.
All right, well, why don't you tell me first, before we get to your injuries, I gather that the defendant's son was playing at your house with some of your children.
Yeah. Well,
Is that right?
yeah.
And there was a toy that was broken by her son.
A little toy.
What kind of toy was it?
It's a little Nintendo cartridge. I went to the defendants to ask them, did they have a screw that I can put into my, well, actually, it wasn't my son's game, it was my nephew's game. To put, could they help me put it back together?
Let me stop. After the toy was broken, according to your complaint, you went to the defendant's house.
I went there.
And you said, do you have a screw that you can fix the game with, because your son broke the game?
Before I went there, I sent the
Put your hand
boys,
down, please.
my nephew and my son over there. And they called me and asked me, why did I send the kids over there? They didn't understand what they were talking about. You know, they didn't understand. Tell me what you're talking about. I said, I'll be over there in a minute. But I didn't know that, well, by the time I got there, I didn't know I was going to have to fight for my life to get out.
Well, what happened when you got there?
Well, when I got there, I was trying to explain to Renee.
Who's Renee? That's you?
Rena.
Rena.
She's Renee.
Well, they told me her name was Renee. And anyway, I was trying to explain to her about this screw. And she kept yelling, and I told her, I said, okay, forget about it. You obviously want to fight. So I was trying to get out. And before I knew it, they had jumped on me.
Who's they?
She, her mom, and her brother.
You're the mother?
Yes, I am.
I didn't find it funny. I've been in a cast for about 2 months, and I'm still being treated.
And you don't know why this happened?
Well, I have a pretty good idea.
Well, let me hear your idea, because right now I really don't understand why you have injuries.
We have yeah, I don't either. I mean, I
don't understand it either. So tell me why you think this happened.
We had a mutual friend, and he was pretty nice to me. He did a lot of things for me. I think Val may have been in love with him. I don't know. He claimed he was in love with me, but I didn't share those same feelings.
So you think that this was all over a man?
That's what I think. Well, the man had died. And the man died. I didn't go to his funeral. And a couple of days after that is when this setup, I believe it was a setup. This is what happened, because I can't understand why they would get that mad over a little Nintendo game, a screw. I have a lot of kids over at my house all the time. Val and I have had problems with the kids before, but we've always been able to talk about it.
That's you?
We've always been able to talk about whatever problems we ever had. We've always been able to talk about it. But this particular time, there was no talking.
Okay. Rena?
Yes.
Let's hear your version of this, please.
Okay, Sunday is when I heard that, well, my son, he was at our house playing Sunday for a couple of hours just before we was gonna start our day. And I had told her, you know, she was fixing the kids' lunch and stuff. I told her, don't worry about mine, because I would be picking him up about 3, because we had movie engagements and planned for that day. But after I dropped him off back after Sunday and everything like that, never mentioned about the screw. Even after I picked him up, because I still don't know when the screw got lost and everything. So when I dropped him off at his father's, I went off with a friend, and we were gone for like 2 days out of town. And when I came back that Tuesday, which was the 22nd, is when I heard about the screw. She called the house saying that I said, why did you send the children? She said, because I figured you could help them. And I'm like, help them with what? A screw. What kind of screw? A screw to a game. I'm asking, is this game still broken, or is it broken? Does it work? I haven't checked that. She's assuming that she's talking to my mother. I'm letting her know you are talking to me while she's being loud and rude. I will be there. When she got there, she bammed on the door like she was a detective, and I asked her why. She said, because I wanted to make sure you heard me. Come on in. She's still going on about the screw. She never said anything about the game. She always focused on a screw. I got out a screw bucket where I keep little tools and stuff. Let's get us one. I offered her to sit down. She sat down for a half a second and jumped back up, and when she did that, not knowing her, because I can prove that I've only been here, just got in town. I don't know her. She's my mother's company. Okay?
Fine.
Yeah, and so when she jumped up in my face, not knowing what she had done or what she'd been doing over her house before or why she was calling, and because she still had hostility and rage in her voice, in her and everything, and all I did was defend myself when she jumped in my face.
Just a second. All right, let's take this slowly, Rena.
Yes.
She's sitting on the couch. And where are you? Sitting or standing?
No, it's a little love seat. And before she could sit down, when she sat down before I could sit down, she was back up and I rose up.
I have to get this as a mental picture.
Okay.
You are standing.
Yeah. Talking to her like this, like we're side by side.
Right.
And I said, sit down, let's talk.
You said sit down.
Uh-huh.
She starts to sit down. And you're still standing.
Before I could even get there.
No, not before. You're still standing.
Yes, I am.
So she sits, and you're standing, and then she just jumps up.
Just like that.
And then you, Rena, look at me. Then you did what?
Then when she did that, because
she did that. She jumped up. Just tell me what you did.
When I jumped up, I lunged back, and she did like this, and then that's when
You what?
I
Get
defended
it out.
myself. When she
no,
put her...
you didn't say... I don't want you to tell me defend myself.
Anyway,
I want you to tell me...
when she put her hands in my face, I put my hands in hers.
No, Rena.
I did. I did.
Rena, listen to me. Listen to me, Rena.
I did.
Listen to me,
Rena. When she
Rena,
okay.
pay attention to me, madam. She jumped up.
Yes.
Because I read your answer.
Yes.
She didn't put her hands on you. But you put your hands on her, and I want you to tell me exactly what you did.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I mean, it really isn't funny for two adult women who have children to indulge themselves in this kind of behavior. So believe me, it's not funny.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Renee Nickerson says she was attacked by Rena Robinson after she tried to talk to her about a screw that came loose from a video game.
I want you to tell me exactly what you did.
That's what I did. When she jumped up...
No, you didn't. You didn't tell me what you did.
When she jumped up, I put my hands in her face to strike her or whatever.
In her face is not telling you, but she didn't get these injuries from putting your hands in her face.
Okay, in her face, on her, or whatever.
No, not whatever. Let's get back. Rena, let's get back to it, Rena.
Get back to it. This is how it went. When she jumped up...
Show me on your mother.
Okay, when she jumped, seriously. When she went to go sit down and she jumped up in my face like this, and I went back, and when she brought her hands to me, I didn't know what she was gonna do, and I pushed them back, and then she launched back, and that's when we had the conflict back and forth.
So you put your hands on her first?
First, because I didn't know what she was gonna bring to me.
I was trying to leave.
Just a second. You put your hands on her first.
Okay, well then I accept that.
Well, that's what happened.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you just put your hands on her, and you were showing me with your mother that you just held both hands.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
This, I don't know, because
we don't know.
the ambulance did not come, no rescue squad or anything like that. So
Yes, they did. I called the ambulance and I called the police.
Okay.
Now,
how did you get involved in this?
Okay. Renee and I had discussed this Sunday. We talked about the losing of the screw and the Nintendo game. So
you talked about it with the plaintiff.
That's right. Okay. And I told her, I said, well, what do you want Renee to do? Pay for the game or what? She said, no, all I need is a screw. See, can you find a screw? And I said, okay. Hung up the phone, and that was that. We never discussed it anymore. Well, I thought it was settled as she had discussed it with me. So Rena came in that Tuesday, and I was getting ready because I was going in the hospital the next day. And I was laying down in the bed, relaxing. That's when I heard them talking on the phone. Rena said, Mama, she assumed that she was talking to you. All the time she was talking to me. So when I heard she said she was coming over, Well, at that time, Rena had walked out of my room and was halfway in the living room, laughing about it. So Renee walked to the door, and she, bam, 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 bam. I jumped up because I didn't know what was going on. So I wanted to know who was knocking on my door and that rapid raid. So by the time I got there, Renee said, why are you knocking on the door like that? She said, I wanted to make sure that you heard me.
Okay.
And Rena let her in. Okay. Then she told her, she said, come on in and sit down. Rena was standing like this, and Renee was getting ready to sit down. She went to sit and jumped up. At that time, I guess she said, well, I don't need to sit down. We just get it over with, the discussion. So Rena said, what is it pertaining to? And it was all but about a screw. So she said that, I guess when Renee jumped up, Renee didn't know what she was going to do. And at that time, as in anger in her, she didn't know whether she had a weapon or what.
Just tell me what happened, madam.
Okay.
Don't tell me what was in somebody's mind. I want to hear what happened.
Okay. And, all right. So this is what happened. They got to fighting.
No, you don't get to fighting. Somebody fights first.
Well, that's what I had said. Okay. Rena put her hands on her first.
How?
Well, like...
When she came
No,
to
no,
me.
no.
No, not
you.
you.
Already told me. Now your mother's going to tell me.
She was
No,
having...
listen to me.
I'm just saying...
No, you say nothing.
Don't
your
you
mother is going to show me.
Okay. She pushed her back.
She pushed her.
Okay.
And then what happened?
Then the other one pushed back too. So then they got together and started tussling. And I tried to tell them to stop. I never touched her. Never did. I touched my own daughter, trying to make her stop because it was unnecessary to fight over a screw. Okay, so then they got to really going at it. So when I did get them apart, Renee went out of the door. She was standing there at the door. Then my Renee hit her again because she wasn't moving out the door fast enough.
Where did she hit her?
Okay, I think she slapped her or hit her up.
Slapped her in the
Yeah,
face.
she slapped her. Yeah, she did. Okay, but when they really got to tussling again, it was outside the door in the complex.
You mean after your daughter hit her in the face?
Yeah, they went on out.
She jumped at me about 3 or 4 times.
Oh, okay. Anyway, they went on out, and they still was tussling.
Aren't you ashamed of yourselves?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
As far as me jumping on her, I'll do better off jumping on Godzilla. Look how big she is.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Renee Nickerson and Rena Robinson are in dispute about a fight that broke out over a broken video game.
Aren't you ashamed of yourselves? You recently came to your mother's house.
Yes.
Your mother has had a relationship with this lady, evidently a pleasant one, for a long time, right? Where were you that you were away? And
I was in Alabama.
Did you live there?
Yes, I was.
So you just came to visit?
I came back because I was living in California before, and then I moved away because I was working and different things like that.
But your son always lived with your mother.
My son lives with his father.
Lives with his
father. He was just visiting.
Visiting, yeah. He was just visiting.
Yeah, he was just visiting.
Okay. Now, I have a couple of questions for you, and then I'm going to get back to how these injuries occurred. Why is it that you didn't tell her right away when you were talking to her on the phone that I'm Rena, I'm not my mother?
She was too loud. She didn't hear me. I tried to tell her that.
She did.
She was very, very loud, and she wouldn't listen.
Why would she be loud talking to your mother?
Because something, I don't know.
Had you ever had any difficulty with Renee before?
Not really. Not really.
Well,
nothing ways that we couldn't solve.
Well, then that seems kind of strange, doesn't it? I mean, the last conversation, according to you, that you had was just about a screw, and we'll take care of it.
Right.
So it doesn't sit right with me that she would call and be hostile with you on the phone.
Yes, she was.
Well, you don't know that. Your daughter told you she was.
Okay. No, I don't know that.
No, your daughter told you she was hostile on the phone.
Yeah, but I was laying right there listening to the whole conversation.
No, you weren't. You only heard your daughter's end of the conversation.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
You said she was in the room sick.
That's where the phone is in mother's room.
Well, whatever. She wasn't.
Okay, anyway. Well, we'll take that too. Okay.
All right. Now, I want you to tell me not how this young lady assaulted you, but you say her mother assaulted you as well. The mother says that she was just trying to split you up.
Well, maybe she was, but she had drugged me, or one of them had drugged me on the floor.
One of them?
One of them.
But you're not sure whom?
I'm not sure who. By the time I got to the door, and as far as a weapon go, Your Honor, this is what I had on. A little nightie that she tore up. I didn't come over, I don't even have a weapon. I was standing at the door. Her son was holding me by both of my arms, and I've been trying to go home ever since she first started arguing. So anyway, finally she's finished fighting. I said, can I have my shoe? Val gave...
What was she doing with your shoe?
My shoe came off during the fight. Val gave her my shoe. She took my shoe, threw it at my lip, busted my lip.
Who did?
This Renee.
Well, there's no question she assaulted you.
Okay.
No, listen to me. I want to explain something to you so that we can shorten this, because I have other work to do today. There's no question that she assaulted you.
But, Your Honor...
I'm asking about her mother.
Her mother?
I'm asking you whether you know if her mother assaulted you or whether she was just trying to break up this fight.
Now, see, that's what I'm not sure if she was trying to help Renee or trying to break it up, because I have too many injuries for just one person.
Can I see your medical bills, please?
Sure. This is from Harvard General, and these are the radiology reports.
When she hit you at the door, listen to me. He's starting to talk. Let me ask my question first. Her mother, who I believe is an honest woman who's testified pretty credibly here today, that her own daughter slugged you in the face as you were trying to leave because you weren't moving fast enough. I don't know why you think this is funny. This really isn't funny.
It's not really.
I mean, it really isn't funny for two adult women who have children who are trying to set examples for their children to indulge themselves in this kind of behavior. So believe me, it's not funny.
It's not really about the funniness.
I would like you to tell me, when she hit you at the door, did she slap you or punch you?
I don't even know. Your Honor, by the time I got my shoe, I'm trying to run out the door. I got outside the door. Next thing I know, Renee runs up behind me, put me in the headlock. I had to bite her so she can turn me loose. Then she threw me down on some bricks. Then she jumped on me again. And it took two men that lived next door, and those two men that lived next door, they had to pull her off of me. And then I got the cast. I had to wear the cast. I'm still supposed to be in the cast. I had to cut all my pants and alter my clothes. I've been miserable. This is misery. And it's all behind it. It was uncalled for. It shouldn't have even happened.
You're absolutely right. I still don't see a bill for your medical expenses.
There's no bill. Medi-Cal paid for my expenses.
Okay, so you had no out-of-pocket expenses, so you're suing for pain and
suffering.
You're suing for pain and suffering. Okay.
I couldn't use my this hand, or I still can't use my leg. And I don't even know when I'll be able to wear a pair of shoes again.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a facilitator.
What does that mean?
I'd hire myself out, housework, cooking, domestic.
And you're living with your mother now?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Well, this ridiculous screw is going to cost you $1,000.
Okay.
And as far as I'm concerned, you still owe her an apology.
I'll apologize.
And I still don't know why you think that there's any amusement about this situation.
My smile is a part of my personality. It has nothing to do with humor.
I'm still being treated.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a beautician.
Have you been able to work?
I got my license.
No, listen to me. Have you been able to work?
No.
How are you supporting yourself?
AFDC and disability.
Okay. Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
And on the next Judge Judy.
They fell in love when she was just 15 and had a child. Now it's falling apart.
You play with fire, you're going to get burned.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
He screamed, screamed, screamed.
Their cars collided on Sunset Boulevard.
Bam! Mr. Bull over here smashes me. He says, I saw my boyfriend on Highland Avenue with another man.
You weren't there, were you?
Maybe.
What does that mean, maybe? You don't know whether you were there or... It's going to be a fun morning. So, relax and tell me your story.
Well, I was traveling westbound on Sunset Boulevard heading towards Highland. I get to the corner of Highland with a plan to make a right turn. I'm in the far right lane. The light changes. I move forward a foot or a yard. All of a sudden, bam! Mr. Bull over here smashes me from the middle lane of Sunset because he's decided to make a right turn onto Highland. So we pull into a strip center right nearby, and you know, I'm reaching for my documents. I'm just trying to compose myself, and he saunters over to my window, and you know, in his way, oh, I'm so sorry I did this. This is terrible. I had my mind on other things, and I'm getting a divorce. I'm saying, please, I don't want to know. Just let's go with the license and registration. So I look at his license.
Divorce? I just got married, so I can't be getting a divorce.
I'm going to get to you in a second.
I read his license. Dwayne Xavier Bull. License expires in '95. Do you have insurance? No, this I don't have. I look at his license plates, New Mexico license plates. So what are we going to do? He says, I just want to pay for it. Why don't you just take it over to a... So I ask him, what beseeched you? What possessed you to make this turn?
Your Honor,
he says, I saw my boyfriend on Highland Avenue with another man, and I got so upset. I said, I'm not interested. What are you going to do? He says, I'm going to pay. He says, I'm going to pay for it. I tell him I'm going to go right now to get an estimate, and I'm going to bring it to you, and you'll pay for it, and we'll forget the whole thing. Now, the man, can I show this to the judge, please?
Yeah.
The day, exactly at the incident, I wouldn't leave the scene without him signing this. It clearly says, Dwayne Xavier Bull agrees to pay me. He caused the accident. Fine, so he does it. So what happens next? I call him and call him and call him. No answer. He gives me his pager. His salon is on Sunset. Following morning, I walk into his place of business. I walk in, and this young lady takes over. Divorce, marriage, the French woman, I don't know, but she starts. Excuse me, I will handle this. Dwayne has no money. Well, that's good. That's good. What are we going to do? But we want to fix your car, so we want you to take your car to Vahe.
To who?
Vahe.
Vahe.
So Vahe, the Armenian auto body repair. It's right. There's more documents to establish it. I pick up the telephone. I say, I'm not leaving here till I speak to Vahe, so it's perfectly clear that Vahe fixes my car, he pays for it, and I go home. I call up Vahe. And I say, Vahe, do we understand each other? Dwayne Xavier Bull, I'm going to bring my car to Jenemsveld in the valley somewhere, and you should only know where, I don't know where it is. You have to take a cow to get there. So, Vahe, do we understand each other? You're going to fix the car, and Dwayne Xavier Bull is going to pay for it. He says, no problem. We know Dwayne. You bring your car. You'll be very happy. Following morning, my wife and kid in tow with the Camry behind us. We're trucking out to no man's land. Oh, excuse me. Here's the document that says that he agrees to pay Varaz Auto Repair when I bring the car to him.
Okay.
Dwayne, can you give me a chance?
Mr. Bull, I'm going to let you tell the defendant's side of the story as soon as he's finished, okay? Go ahead.
So I get to Varaz. Vahe's a very nice guy. He says, leave the car, no problem. On my way home, I'm telling my wife, there's no shot in the world that this problem is over. Sure enough, like clockwork, Vahe's boss calls me. Bob, the Armenian. Bob, we have a problem. Of course we have a problem. Dwayne Bull didn't come to pay for the car, right. He says, we agreed that he would just pay for the parts, and we'll give him time on the labor. The man doesn't come. So I start calling him, Vahe's calling him, Bob is calling him, the man doesn't return calls. Finally, he threatens me on the telephone. I called West Hollywood Police. He says to me, if you call me and harass me anymore, I'll have people beat you up. I call West Hollywood Police, but they're busy with seatbelts. They can't handle this.
How long are you in California, sir?
Not long.
How long were you in California at the time of this accident?
Unfortunately, only about 60 or 90 days, and although it's not relevant to the case, 45 days before this incident, I move into a house on April 4th, and the following day I wake up in the morning and the house is on fire. I'm carrying my baby out in the fire at 2 o'clock in the morning. And if I make, oh yes, we heard it enough? Well, here's an official document from the fire department establishing that happened. I know it's not relevant. I'm sorry.
It has nothing to do with the case.
Okay, so did you get your car?
I actually paid for it yesterday for a full month. I mean, this man wreaked havoc on my life.
How much was the...
$1,800.
It was 19 at first.
Excuse me.
You want to pay 19?
He changed his
Excuse me.
figures.
The day I came to him in salon, I showed him the first estimate that I told him I would get was for 18 and change. Varaz, his own people, estimated at 1,800. And that's what I paid for it.
$1,800.
$1,800. So this is his own. This is his own people. This is Vahez estimate.
Okay, Mr. Bull, you've been anxious to tell me your side of the story. Now I'm prepared to hear you, sir.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Mr. Farkas' car. He agreed to pay for the repair. He never came by to pay for it.
Paper.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Dwayne Bull, a Hollywood hair and makeup specialist, says his collision with actor Peter Farkas on Sunset Boulevard was Farkas's fault, and he shouldn't have to pay for the damage.
Now I'm prepared to hear you, sir.
Okay, Your Honor, the way I see it is, yes, he is correct. I was traveling west on Sunset Boulevard.
Stop playing with the papers. Talk to me.
Okay, I was just looking for a little document I wanted to show you as an exhibit. Okay, here it is. I was traveling west. Could you pass this to her, please? I was traveling west on Sunset Boulevard. Now, he was in the far right-hand turning lane, and it was 5 o'clock traffic. I truly believe that he was in that lane because on Sunset Boulevard, people get in that lane to speed to go fast. Your Honor, the way I was hit on the way my car personally was hit, if you look at the estimate, it was hit on my right side front door. Okay, so what I did was I put a signal to turn right. I think he was in this lane to go forward because he was not in our sight, nor did he have a signal.
So you weren't You weren't in the far right lane, correct?
No, I wasn't. I signaled to go.
You were not in the far right lane. You were in the center lane.
Yes. No, the lane next to the far right lane.
But he was in the far right lane.
Yes, right. Exactly.
So you went to make a right turn.
No, I signaled to
You went to make a right turn.
Yes.
And you were not in the far right lane.
No.
Right. You got out of the car. You went over to this gentleman. You signed a piece of paper indicating that you were prepared to pay for the damage, right?
Yes. I had not even had the car a day, okay? And yes, I was nervous because I did not have insurance. And yes, I was nervous.
You didn't have insurance?
I didn't have insurance, and I didn't have a driver's license.
That's right.
Okay, so yes, I really was nervous.
So you didn't want, listen to me.
So I didn't want trouble with the police department.
That's right.
But not only that, he got personal with me. He asked me, was I gay, okay? And I responded, no, he was coming on to me at the time. And I played with the party too. Yes, I'm married, but of course I'm gonna play into it because I didn't want the police. And I felt if he thought I was gay, then maybe he liked me. It's obvious, he's Nelly.
Okay, Mr. Bull. Now he
this
comes.
is proof.
I want you to stop talking. Listen to me. I'm going to ask questions. You're going to answer them. He came to your salon. Now he got to Viha, the Armenian, through you. Is that correct?
Yes. I'm being totally honest. I was nervous. That's the only reason I signed this paper. I did not want to go to jail. Okay. My wife told me, listen, this guy is at fault. He's in our business, and he's screaming, irate, loud. He's from New York. He's obnoxious. It's obvious he's obnoxious. Look at him. Okay? He calls on my phone repeatedly. He tells me about his house caught on fire, how his kids are hungry. He needs his van to transport his kids. All this irrelevant stuff. While I have very important clients that are there. In fact, my wife is here as proof that I had a client that sit there in the chair when I disputed with him for 20 minutes in my business, screaming because he has no patience and he acts immature. He screamed, 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 and I lost the client. She requested her $150 deposit back for, the services that were being rendered, her hair extension. I am a popular hairstylist, and only thing I ever stated to this man is that when you want to speak to me, you do not call me at home and you make an appointment like everybody else.
Is that what is? Just a minute. Have we now completed your side of the story?
No, I have one more thing to say.
I'm ready to hear you, sir.
Your Honor, again, yes, I admit that my driver's license had expired. But again, from the way my car was hit, he said I hit him. It's obvious he hit me. From the way
that's really not urgently important, sir. I'm going to tell you why. Mr. Farkas had the right at that time, because there was an accident, to pick up the phone and call the police to have them come to the accident.
But why didn't he?
Why? Because
I had...
No, because you had problems with your license too. I'm almost certain you did. You had some kind of problem.
You looked at my license and said, you know, you're a typical Gemini. That
you probably...
Mr. Bull, you, sir, had no insurance and did not want the police to come because you were also driving with a suspended license. He gave up the right to call the police, to have the police come and make a determination based upon, don't interrupt me, based upon what they saw, whose fault this accident was. You said to him at the time,
He never mentioned police.
I will take care of the damage, and you signed a piece of paper indicating you would take care of the damage.
I signed that paper again because I was nervous.
Well, I don't care whether you were
Anybody
nervous or
signs
not.
paper, I mean, under
not,
pressure.
listen.
I mean,
I
I
want
was
you to
nervous.
I want you to get not nervous,
My
Mr.
personal
Bull.
lifestyle had nothing to do with this case whatsoever. And for him to mention those things about my personal, I think that it was very irrelevant. And it's obvious that, again, from the way the position my car was hit, that it was his fault. But of course, he's not going to admit it.
Your Honor, I was doing...
And you did real good.
I was doing the man a favor.
Doing me a favor.
He's telling me about his wife problem.
He's
Telling me about the two-timing boyfriend. I mean, the man's got, you know, his sexual confidence. He's a menace on the road.
Mr. Farkas. Mr.
I'm
Farkas.
sorry. What the hell's so funny?
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today...
He has no idea what my feelings are if I like to ride bicycles. He doesn't know that about me.
I dated him for 6 months. We've been friends for 9 months since then.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
Mr. Farkas, you paid the $1,800 to have your car fixed? Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,800. The defendant's counterclaim for harassment and all sorts of other things is dismissed.
Thank you, Judge.
Is our excuse, you may step out.
But you were very smart about getting those papers because that's the only reason why you won this case. But other than that, she would have looked at it for my way. And another, I just think it's because you're blonde and blue-eyed.
I am absolutely convinced that Mr. Bull had his name shortened.
And now the next case.
All parties on Ryder versus Pullman. Step forward.
30-year-old marketing director Kirk Ryder says he loaned his bicycle to his ex-boyfriend Klaus Pullman, and it was stolen. So now Klaus should pay.
All right. Mr. Ryder, you say that you lent a bicycle to the defendant, and he had it in his possession for a long time, and then through his negligence, the bicycle was stolen. You want your money for the bicycle.
Well, I wanted a new bicycle, basically.
Did you lend him a new bicycle?
Pardon me? No, I
What
wanted
didn't you understand, sir?
I wanted my bicycle back.
Well, he couldn't give you your bicycle back.
Right. So we entered
So my
into...
question to you is, did you lend him a new bicycle?
No, I did not.
How old was the bicycle that you lent to him?
The bicycle was 3 years old.
And had you purchased it?
No.
How did you get it?
It was, I inherited it from my best friend who died.
And what kind of bicycle was this?
It was a Univega Via Modego, 15-speed, hybrid bicycle.
What happened to a Schwinn?
I don't know. Schwinns are more expensive now.
Are they?
Yeah.
I'm glad to see if they're still in business. At least it doesn't date me.
They are.
All right. So you had the bicycle for how long before you lent it to him?
I had the bicycles since July 1996 when my friend died. And Klaus borrowed it in or around November, I guess. I'm not even sure.
Well, then I gather you weren't using it much.
Well, I was traveling. I travel for a living, so I don't know which trip he borrowed it before. He borrowed it because his car broke down in the desert, and he was using his bicycle to get around. Then the bicycle he was using that he owned broke, and I offered to lend him mine.
So far, does that sound right?
Yes, except for when he loaned it to me.
When did he loan it to you?
In June, in the summer.
Of '96?
Of '96.
What happened to his bike?
It was stolen.
Mr. Pullman, you understand if the bike is in your possession, then you have a responsibility to either replace it or to give him some compensation for it.
He neglected the bicycle. He didn't want the bicycle. It didn't work. It sat in his dining room for 2 years while he was traveling.
Objection.
It didn't work.
Your Honor. What? Sorry. Well, he has no. That's That's speculation. He has no idea whether I wanted the bicycle or not. I, out of the goodness of my heart, lent him a bicycle that had some emotional value to me as well as physical value of getting around.
So it doesn't seem to me, I mean, have you been friends for long? It's just too bad that this bicycle is presenting a problem to you. Why don't you just replace the bicycle?
Because he didn't want the bicycle. He left it. I took care of it. I didn't neglect it. I locked it with my bike, with my roommate's bicycle. It was in my garage. All three were stolen. He didn't want it. He liked it in my garage and not in his dining room. That's why I had it for so long. He didn't want to come get it. He wouldn't let me return it. He travels a lot, so it was his schedule that was in question. I work at home. I'm always there. He neglected the bike. He gave it to me. He didn't give it to me. He loaned it to me. Asked
right.
me to keep it for him.
He loaned you the bike.
I took care of it.
Good.
I housed it.
Good.
It was stolen. It's out of my control.
Right.
He neglected the bike a year ago. He loaned it to me a year ago this month.
Your Honor,
Yes, well,
he moved 2 blocks away from my house when he
Doesn't make
moved
any
to West
difference,
Hollywood.
Mr. Pullman.
He could have returned it.
Mr.
And
Pullman.
also, wait, one more thing. I believe that he did neglect the bike because I lent him the bike with a kryptonite lock, and he did not use that lock. He used a chain which could be cut easily.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Want justice? Call 1-888-800-JUDY. Kirk Ryder says his ex-boyfriend Klaus Pullman should pay for the bicycle he borrowed because it was stolen while in his possession.
the only thing that I have to decide is on a value of this bicycle because you did not purchase it. To replace it is a problem because to replace it, what you're seeking is the full replacement value of the bike, which is, you say, $399 to replace a bike of similar quality. Is that what you indicated?
Which is actually less than the bike that was stolen is valued at.
Well, bicycles, listen to me, sir. Bicycles are not like diamonds. They don't appreciate in value.
Oh, I know that.
They depreciate in value. So if it had been bought for $500, it depreciates probably 50% in the first year that somebody has it. So then you're down to $250. That's after 1 year. So you're not going to get anywhere near what this bicycle would cost new. But you have to pay something to him, sir. You accepted it into your care. That's what we call almost a bailment. Even if he was storing it at your house and you agreed to accept it for storage, right, you have a certain responsibility towards it. You said something about this lock.
It's a standard bicycle kryptonite lock. He loaned it to me with the bicycle, but he didn't loan me the key.
So what'd you do with his lock?
The lock is with the bicycle. It stayed with the bicycle. It has a holder for it.
Okay.
Which
There's
I
a lock.
couldn't get off without a key.
A tire pump and also a water bottle and cage. All accessories to the bike, which added to the value.
Mr. Ryder, stop getting so excited. It's a bicycle. It's a bicycle that you didn't ride and you didn't miss for a year.
I did ride, Your Honor.
You're irritating me. Listen to me. From the time you lent it to him until March of this year, according to your own statement, you really did not make a request for this bike.
I made one request.
Wait, so evidently
No,
it
I
wasn't
made two. I made two.
Evidently it wasn't something that was right at the forefront, the signpost on your face. You know, it was
Well,
just
I didn't ride it because it wasn't in my possession. I had loaned it to a friend. That's why I was not riding the bicycle.
And your friend is going to give you $150 that you can use towards purchasing a new bike. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $150. That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
We had talked about compensating him for the loss of the bike, not because I felt responsible, but because I felt sorry for him.
Bottom line, he's bitter. There's a long, deep story that goes farther than this, but it's because he's bitter.
I've never been so scared in my life.
A girl called Missy threw a birthday.
I mean, two people threw it. My friend and I threw it.
For yourselves?
Yes, for ourselves. It wasn't just a regular party. We rented a tent. We had a band. We had an open bar, food. Chris was one of the guests. He came. He brought his brother Matt, which is the witness, and his younger brother, and his younger brother's friend. The whole party went on throughout the night. I guess one of the younger brother's friends got in a fight with another person at the party. Matt ended up coming over to break up the fight. Matt ended up getting knocked out. Chris came running over, saw Matt knocked out, turned to me and said, call 911. And I looked over at Matt. I did not see him in the shape of 911 emergency. And I said,
What do you
no.
mean you didn't see him in the shape of 911 emergency?
He was getting up. He was standing up.
But he had been knocked to the ground?
I believe so.
What do you mean you believe so? If he was getting up, he had to be on the ground?
Well, yeah, he was getting up off the ground.
Right. So his brother came over and said, call 911.
Mm-hmm.
Because someone had just assaulted his younger brother.
Yes.
And what did you do?
I said, why don't you take him to the hospital that's about a mile down the street? Chris ignored me, went over to my front door, kicked down my front door, went in, called 911, came back out, grabbed his brother's friends, whom, by the way, were underage, the people that he brought to the party, and was allowing them to drink.
No, you were allowing them to drink. If it was
Well, I
in your
didn't know
house.
who they were. Chris brought them. They were actually uninvited guests.
Then you should have told them to leave.
I didn't know. There was a lot of people at the party. Chris ended up leaving the party before 911 had got there. 911 arrived. I had to explain to 911 why there was no victim on the scene. They were telling me they were going to charge me and they would let it go this time. Chris came over the next day with Matt to pick up a friend of theirs that spent the night and still had not gone to the hospital. Matt was saying, oh, you know, I'm hurt and all this stuff. It still had not gone to the hospital. So to go on with the story, so then I said to Chris agreed, you know, that he'd kick down the door and that he would fix it.
Why was the door locked?
Because we had people going around to the side door because we had carpeting. We had people going through where there was linoleum.
Okay,
So,
I mean, if
and
they
Chris-
had to use any of the parts of the house, like the bathroom, they went go around the side of the house.
We had signs saying bathroom this way.
So, is how she related the story pretty much the way it happened?
Well, it's colorful, but it's highly inaccurate.
I'm here to listen.
Boy, I don't know where to begin. I saw my
Don't
brother...
begin at the flood. Just begin at the time you saw your brother assaulted.
I saw my brother assaulted out of the corner of my eye, and he was hit in the head with the gentleman's fist, and then kicked in the head.
You mean when he was down?
When he was down, he was kicked in the head. In fact, he had a CAT scan. I mean, he was unconscious for what I considered a long period of time.
Even a minute is a lot.
I ran over to him. Miss LaBeouf, like she said, was there. I did ask her to call 911. She said, just give him a minute, he'll be fine. And he was unconscious, completely unconscious. I asked her again to call 911. She would do nothing, so I ran to the front door, which was the closest door to where the incident took place, and it was locked. And I kicked the door in, and I dialed 911. And I have a police report here that documents exactly what I did.
Why didn't you wait for the police, sir?
When I came back to my brother, Missy was still there. He slowly regained consciousness, and I asked him, I said, Matt, what can I do for you? I mean, I've never been so scared in my life. I mean, and he said, just get me out of here, just get me out of here. We didn't know who this guy was. We'd never met him. We'd never even seen him. We didn't know if he had 10 friends there.
You're Matt.
Yes.
Step up, sir. How did this incident begin?
Well, after I was assaulted, I really, don't have much recollection of what happened.
Immediately
Okay,
before.
I was talking to one of my friends who was also a guest at the party, and like Missy said, there had been an altercation earlier in the night with this young man that was at the party, and I remember that they had exchanged words, and there was a fight ready to be broken out. So I turned around with actually like this, because I was talking to another young lady, and I said, excuse me, and I said, you know what, we don't want to fight. I said, we're here for a birthday party. No one wants to fight, I turned my head, and the next thing I knew it, he hit me right in the head. I fell to the ground, shaking like this. I tried to get up like this, and I turned my head, and he booted me right in the face, and out I went. And after that, that's really what happened.
Since February 28th, there's been a Class 1 felony assault with a deadly weapon out for this gentleman's arrest.
What they're forgetting to tell you also is Chris was allegedly trying to blackmail me to find out this person's name for him, or else he said he wouldn't fix my door.
It would seem to me that since this incident occurred in your home and one of your invited guests was assaulted, you would want to be as cooperative as possible and find out the name of the person.
Yeah.
Why did it require this kind of blackmail in order to get you to get out there and get this name for them?
It didn't require anything. They were making a mountain out of a molehill out of this whole situation.
That's not a mountain out of a molehill, madam.
He could have been killed.
I want to explain something to you. If somebody had come up to you, just you, at your birthday party, punched you in the face, and then kicked you in the head, I guarantee you, you wouldn't be standing there saying to me, he's making a mountain out of a molehill.
Your Honor,
Shut up!
Oh, I'm sorry.
Listen, when it looks as if you're winning, you're supposed to shut up.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
The whole thing is they were drinking all night long. It was 2:30 in the morning, and they really didn't know what they were doing.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Chris Corlett says that he had no choice but to kick Missy LaBeouf's door down at Missy's party.
Miss LaBeouf, I have a couple of questions for you. My sense is that I'm not getting a full story from you with regard to his condition at the time he asked you to call 911. Because common sense would tell me that you were having a birthday party and the prospect of having the police arrive because of an emergency was not something that you relished. So I doubt whether he was as in good shape as you suggest he was when this young man asked you to call 911.
No, that had nothing to do with it. The party, it was 2:30 already. The party had been going all night long. I cared more about my friend. I've known Matt since 8th grade. I went to homecoming with him my freshman year.
So why didn't you just go inside and call 911?
I would have, but Chris was completely irate and drunk and overreacting. If Chris said, Missy, go in and call 911, and I looked over and I saw Matt in a completely knocked out condition, I would have. Matt was getting up. First of all, you can ask my witness.
He said that he was punched in the face and kicked in the head, and he has no recollection of anything after that.
Then why did Matt go to the hospital that night is what I want to know.
When did you go to the hospital, sir?
I went to the hospital the next morning, right after I left Missy's house. First I went to the hospital, and then I went over to the sheriff's station, and I filed a report. And my doctor in urgent care in Glendale said that I was very, very lucky to be alive.
Don't tell me what your doctor said.
I'm just...
But that's when you went to the doctor the next day. Ms. LaBeouf, don't you believe you have any responsibility towards his injuries?
No, because I don't feel that I started the fight.
The fight, it took place in your home. It took place in your home.
You know who started the fight? The minors that they brought to the party.
When you have a party in your home, you almost act as an insurer for the guests. You understand that?
Yes.
Well, you know, I assume that you haven't sued Miss LaBeouf for the injuries that you sustained.
Not yet, Your Honor. No.
Well, how do you feel about this door?
You know, as Missy said, initially I felt badly about the door. We have been friends for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Then, as I had time to think about it, I thought, why am I fixing this door? I would have done the same for you or her or anyone else. And if it had been Missy who'd been laying in the bushes and I'd kicked the front door in to call 911, there's no way she would have sued me. If I'd been at someone else's house and I had no choice to do it, and if I had it to do over again, I'd do it 100 times. I'd kick 10 doors in. That's what I had to do. Ethically and morally, if not legally, I felt I was obligated to do it. And if that's wrong, I don't want to be right.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You know, when someone has head trauma, you don't know how serious it is. And he was knocked completely unconscious.
And later today...
That's not my problem, that's your problem. I went to where I was supposed to go.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Chris Corlett says that he had no choice but to kick Missy LaBeouf's door down at Missy's party.
This young man is going to have a coronary unless he comes up and tells me what he has to say. I see him out of the corner of my eye. I assume you have something germane to say to me, sir. Do you?
Sure.
Sure. You better be.
Well,
your name first.
My name's Ed.
Ed what?
Witness. Ed Marchand. After Matt was assaulted, he was laying on the ground and he was attempting to get up. And Chris, being an older brother, was concerned, and rightfully so. And I was right there with him when he called 911. I was going to go and assist him to do that. I almost went to grab him, and I almost was struck in the face when he went to kick the door with the back of his foot. It was right there, and I couldn't believe it. He actually managed to kick the door down in one kick.
Did you witness this assault, sir?
I didn't actually see him getting struck in the head. but I was less than 10, 15 feet away.
But you saw him on the ground.
I saw him on the ground.
And you saw his brother upset.
Yes.
And you heard his brother, defendant, ask Miss LaBeouf to call 911.
Yes.
And she did not go.
She did not go. I offered to
She
help.
did not go.
She did not go.
He was standing with his brother.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked the host of the party to please go and call the police because his brother had just been assaulted, correct?
Right.
The host did not call, correct?
Correct.
This case is dismissed. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
No.
I'll back door to your right, please.
He made hostile phone calls. He was rude. He was mean.
Well, I never made any phone calls. You guys called me.
Yeah. With Chris, no. I've never really had any respect for him, and everybody in our town doesn't anymore because of this case.
Parties on Westlock versus Gimbalane. Step forward, please.
21-year-old Andrew Westlock put bail up for his friend DeEtte Gimberlin in St. Paul, Minnesota. Now he's suing her because she didn't show up at the court and he lost the money.
All right, you're tooling down the road in New Mexico with some friends in a car, correct?
No, Marshall, Minnesota.
Marshall, Minnesota. How did I get that wrong? Let's see your papers. Well, okay. Marshall, Minnesota. And you get pulled over for speeding. Neither one of you were driving, correct? You're passengers in the car.
Yep.
Policeman tells you all to step outside, takes identification from everybody, and you had an outstanding warrant.
Yes.
For what?
Theft by check. That's what they told me, which was the first I ever heard of it.
I doubt that.
No, seriously. And if I had a warrant, then they would have came and picked me up a long time ago.
There's a warrant outstanding for your arrest.
Right.
You were a nice guy. What did you do?
Well, she got taken to jail, and then the next morning I signed for her to get out of jail on a bail bonds.
And did you have to put up any money?
It was, she had the money. She gave it to me
Paid
before
my
she
money.
went. She
Can't get two people.
She gave me the $130-some that I had to pay to get her out the next day.
Okay, so you went to the bail bondsman,
Correct.
gave the bail bondsman $130.
Correct.
She got out of jail.
Correct.
And she was given a date to appear in court.
Correct.
Right? And what was the date you were supposed to appear on the warrant, madam?
Well, he's just telling me this morning that I had to appear in Marshall, Minnesota. But why would I appear in Marshall, Minnesota? And my theft by check had nothing to do with Marshall, Minnesota. So they gave me a court date in Minnesota, which was in Minnetonka, where my court date was, and that's what I did. I went to the court date they gave me, which is right here on this piece of paper. If you'd like to show her, and that was my first appearance. So I went to court like they asked me, okay?
Okay, so you're saying you went to court?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you tell me what happened to you, because you're here.
I got a nice little nifty note saying that the defendant, DeEtte, did not show up, and we were supposed to appear July 18th, 1996 in Ramsey County Court to deal with this bail issue. I don't know what about her
because
issues.
the bail bondsman said
He wants his money.
he wants his money because she didn't appear where she was supposed to, even though she may have misunderstood where she was supposed to appear. Anyway, you got stuck with how much money?
$1,193.06.
Tell me how that happened. You went to court?
Yeah, and I didn't have enough money to pay the bail bondsman up front, so we decided on a
No,
little...
tell me what happened when you went to court. I'm really curious. You went to court and said what?
Well, all I could say is I have to pay it because she never showed up. That's all I could do.
No, just a second. Did you try to contact her when you were notified that she didn't appear on this case that she had, and you were going to be stuck for this $1,193.06? 6 cents?
I asked her if she'd pay me, and she said she would, and I ain't seen a dime.
Can I say something now?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, he never contacted me.
Mary.
His mother contacted me and called me all kinds of foul names, saying she was going to sue me and everything, so she should be here.
Miss
with me.
Kimberline, you're given a court date. You think that if you don't appear on that court date, they send you a second invite? The answer to that is yes or no. They don't send you a second invite.
They didn't send me a first invite.
They don't have to send you a first
Then how do
invitation.
I know to go?
Because you're given the date when you are released.
Right, and it was for Ridgedale Court.
not Ramsey County Court.
Good. The court made a mistake. Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
The court made a mistake.
Yes.
Why should he have to deal with that?
He should be calling, like I said, why can't we call and get this cleared up? I went to court the date they gave me when I was
get it cleared up.
Listen, ma'am. Ma'am, listen. The date they gave me, if you give me back that piece of paper, I'll tell you the date that they gave me when I was released in Marshall, Minnesota. I only received one date. It's on that paper, and I went to the court.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He's an innocent bystander to this whole problem. He got stuck with this bill. If it was a mistake, it's a mistake that you, not him, have to deal with. Why should he have to go back to court and spend time and effort? There was no warrant outstanding for his arrest.
Right, and I agree with that. I agree with that, but if I wouldn't have been called and call all kinds of filthy names while they're trying to make me call and find out what the problem was, I would have did it no problem. But his mother called day after day, was very rude and cursed me out, called me filthy names. No, I'm not going to do nothing for her.
Well, Miss Kimberlane, let me ask you this question. The first time his mother called you, did you say, oh, listen to me. Did you say, oh, I'm really sorry, that was really a mistake. I was supposed to be there. I will immediately, first thing tomorrow, get on the stick and go and find out what happened because you surely shouldn't be out this money? Or did you say something like this? That's not my problem, that's your problem. I went to where I was supposed to go. What did you say to his mother when she called?
I asked the lady, well, what do you mean, why didn't I go to court? I said, I did go to court. She said, well, you didn't go to court on the 18th. I said, well, I don't have a court date for the 18th. And that's as far as it got. Then she got nasty, I got nasty.
Just a second. Just a second. Did you say to her, well, there must be some sort of a problem, and I will take care of it because your son certainly shouldn't be out this money. He wasn't at fault. The court may have been at fault. Maybe I was at fault. I will certainly take care of it. Did you say that?
No, I didn't say that.
Well, that's what you should have said, so I can understand it if his mother got really annoyed. Because this young man is a very mild-mannered young man. I'm surprised he's not here hooting and hollering. I mean, he went to court and he said, they said to him, you owe $1,100. And he said, okay, where do I pay? Give me a break. Give me a break. Listen to me. You get into high gear, take a couple of vitamins, get down to the court and try to work this out because it's going to cost you $1,193.06. That's what you owe him. And then you take care of your problem with the court because it's not his problem, it's yours. Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,193.06. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
And on the next Judge Judy.
If they would have said that, I would have went. But they never, ever told me. Even the guy, you know, we sat there and BS with us in that hotel room. If I was supposed to go back to court all the way to Marshall, Minnesota, then he should have told me that then while he was up in there trying to smoke up my cigarettes and be my friend. You know? So, forget it. It's done and over with. Fine.
Hear you.
She came and emptied out the apartment, but the agreement was she was going to give me the ring that day.
They were planning to live happily ever after, but now that the romance hit the rocks, he wants the ring back.
Who broke the engagement?
She did.
Is that correct?
That's incorrect, Your Honor.
If you have problems before you're married, usually they get worse.
Says when his fiancée, Barbie Coppola, called off their wedding 2 weeks before the date, she kept the engagement ring. Barbie says the ring was a gift.
Order, all rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please, all rise. Sir. Judge, this is case number 185 on the calendar in the matter of West versus Coppola. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have a seat, please. Sir, have a seat.
Mr. West, you want the engagement ring back after 4 years.
Yes.
What took you so long?
We were supposed to get married in '95.
Yes.
And so it took time. She told me we should get back. We had an agreement. We got together a couple times.
You were supposed to get married.
Yes.
Who broke the engagement?
She did.
Is that correct?
That's incorrect, Your Honor. There was a postponement. We postponed the wedding. It was something we
Well, somebody had to say, I think we ought to postpone the wedding. Who said that?
We both did, Your Honor.
She did.
We both seen premarital counselors, and we were advised by the counselors that
the problems we were having were not going to change within 1 month's time. We were
so
supposed
you
to be...
postponed the wedding?
That's correct.
Let's say you postponed the wedding. According to your complaint, sir, despite the fact that you postponed the wedding, I found it odd that you went on your honeymoon.
Yes. Everything was paid for. Everything was paid for.
So you figured you might as well?
Yeah, we were staying together. We weren't breaking up. We just postponed the wedding.
Okay. You are married to someone else?
That's correct. Almost 1 year next month.
Tell me, Mr. West, she's married for almost a year to somebody else. What took you so long to get around to asking for the ring back?
It's been asked for back since the beginning. It's been told it would be given back. It would be given back. We get together. It wasn't given back. I seen her in January of this year. It wasn't given back then. She might have been married, but I still saw her at her apartment.
It was December. I'm sorry.
Okay. Ultimately, after you were seeing each other, after the wedding was initially postponed, you both decided, I assume, that this was not a relationship that should result in a marriage.
Yes.
Was that a mutual decision?
No, that was her again.
You didn't have a clue?
Your Honor?
You didn't have a clue?
No, I didn't. No. We had problems, but I didn't think, no, I didn't.
If you listen to me, sir, if you have problems before you're married, you're supposed to think about whether or not these are going to get better. Usually they get worse, right? Usually the best time you're supposed to have is when you're courting and engaged and it's supposed to be light and fun. The problems are usually after you get married, the little frustrations that you have. So you're not married now, are you?
No.
Just think about that for next time. It's just good advice. I won't charge you for it. He gave you the ring in anticipation of getting married.
That's correct.
Why isn't he entitled to his ring back? Where is the ring, by the way?
It's not in my possession. I took it back to the jewelry store where it was bought from.
You took it back to the jewelry store?
That's correct. That is correct.
When?
In '95, after we broke up, officially broke up.
Yes?
Yes, and I took it back. I did not want it, and I was never asked for it back. Did not want it.
Well, when you gave it back to them, did you just say, here's the ring, I don't want it anymore?
No, I took it back to the jewelry store.
Did you get the money?
Yes.
Oh.
Your Honor, let me just explain one thing, Your Honor.
Order.
Can I explain one thing, please?
Sure.
I purchased many of gifts from Mr. West, appliances such as refrigerators, televisions, VCRs, air conditioners, etc. I'm paying them on my credit cards today, presently, still paying for them. I never asked for anything back. That was a portrait of being married as well.
What about Mr. West? Did he have any expenditure of money as a result of this wedding? According to him, he did.
No, that's incorrect as well. Myself and my mother and Mr. West's mother did all of the arrangements. We had a joint checking account, which we both paid for deposits on the wedding. That was not anything he did solely on his own.
No, but you did it so. You
We did it together, so we both took a loss, Your Honor. We both took a loss.
Until the time we broke up, it was a joint checking account and everything, but we've been broken up now for two and a half years. I've been paying since then. I'm still paying on the wedding, the $5,000 loan,
and I'm still paying
the $3,500
for gifts that I've
credit
given
card.
him in his home that he still has, Your
Okay,
Honor.
well,
Refrigerators.
listen to me. There's a difference between a gift.
That's what this was.
Listen to me.
Okay.
There's a difference between a gift and an engagement ring. An engagement ring is a gift that's given in contemplation of two people getting married. And that's different from a refrigerator or an air conditioner or a coffee pot or anything else. It's different. So then let's get to the answer to the question that I asked you before. You brought the ring back to the jeweler.
That's correct.
Mr. West, how much did you pay for the ring?
$33.27.
And you brought the ring back to the same jeweler where it had been purchased.
That
and
is
how
correct.
much money did you get for the ring?
$2,100, Your Honor.
Do you have the receipt for the jeweler?
Yes, I
from
do.
that? Could I
It's
have
right
it, please?
And that was in October, Your Honor.
Did you ever tell Mr. West that you would give him back the ring?
Nope, he never asked for it.
They told me they were giving back the ring when I gave him back the stuff from the apartment. She came and emptied out the apartment.
That is incorrect as well.
She came and emptied out the apartment. My landlord at the time.
What did she take out of the apartment?
Everything, all the gifts that I did purchase for her, they were rightfully hers, so I let them take them. Precious moments, boxes, dishes,
They were
everything
mine,
she wanted.
Your Honor. Okay.
Hey.
They were gifts, so they were hers, so I let her take them. But the agreement was she was going to give me the ring that day. She went back out in the car with her mother, decided that wasn't she was not going to give the ring back to me. And I closed the door and said she couldn't come in. My name was on Alicia, then she couldn't have any more till I got it. So she stood out there with the cellular phone that we purchased together and said if I did not let her in to get the rest of the stuff, she was going to pop a fever blister that she got in Jamaica and say I punched her in the face if I didn't let her take it.
Your Honor.
So that's what I did. I opened the door, I let her take the rest of her stuff, and that was it. That's part of the reason why it took so long, because this is what I had to go through.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He called me an N-lover, N-lover, N-lover is what he called me. So you tell me what it's about.
And later today,
That's usually cheap and easy to make a new baby. It doesn't cost you very much, sometimes just a nice romantic dinner, right?
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 26-year-old Timothy West is suing his former fiancée, Barbie Coppola, because she refused to return the ring. Barbie says that Timothy is a racist and is only suing her now because she's involved with a Jamaican.
Did you go to the house at any time to retrieve any property?
Yes, I did.
And did you go there with your mother?
Yes, I did. This is my mom right here.
Mm-hmm. Step up. Tell me your name.
Hi, Gwen Coppola.
Ms. Coppola, you remember going with your daughter to the apartment that you shared with the plaintiff?
Yes, I do.
And can you tell me what kind of a vehicle were you driving?
My car, a white Buick LeSabre.
And in that car...
No.
That was incorrect. That was my car that I paid for with the loan for the wedding.
Wrong. We were in Barbie's.
We were in an Audi.
In an Audi.
That's
I'm
correct.
sorry.
Okay. And what did you put in the Audi?
2 bags of precious moments.
What's precious moments?
They're a collector's
figurines.
Figurine.
That's what I collect, and they were
and
purchased.
I bought the figurines for her.
90% of them.
I'm speaking to your mother.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And some things that, when my mom died, had given to Barbie. And that's what Barbie walked out of the apartment with.
Did you ever have, Ms. Coppola, any discussion with your daughter about the engagement ring?
No.
Ms. Coppola, I'm going to ask you that
Oh, you
question
mean-
again. Let's try
Excuse me.
it just a second. Let's try, take a deep breath. Let's try it one more time. Did you ever have a discussion with your daughter about the engagement ring? All right. At the time that she broke up with the plaintiff, tell me about the discussion you had with your daughter about the ring.
The time that she broke up with him?
Yes.
No. Not when she broke up with him. Barbie asked me a year later, maybe less than a year later, did I think it was right for her to sell the ring because she needed money at the time? And I said, sure. I think it's right that you should sell it. Absolutely.
Why did you think it was right that she should sell it?
That was the only possession that she came out of this whole...
Besides diamond earrings, diamond bracelets, diamond everything.
Mr. West.
Sorry.
That was what she came out of this whole relationship with. Besides ulcers and heartache.
Well, your daughter was the one who I assume ultimately decided that, that this was not a marriage that should take place. She married shortly, within a year after this breakup. You're the present husband?
Yes, Mom.
And you met him in Jamaica?
That's correct.
According to your answer. And also, according to your complaint, the defendant had visited Jamaica several times during your engagement. Is that
true.
right?
That's true.
Is that right? Alone?
Alone. With her sister and her sister's husband.
No,
Just
no
a
way.
second.
My
Is that
oldest
what-
daughter is married to a Jamaican.
Just a second.
That's why we visit.
Just a second.
Okay.
But you had visited Jamaica several times with your sister.
And her husband.
And her husband.
Who's from Jamaica.
And that's where you met him.
No.
Where did you meet him?
I met him in April of '96
Where?
in Jamaica. I was with my mother and my girlfriend and her boyfriend and his mother. It was totally different, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, in April of '96, you didn't have the ring anymore, or you
No,
did?
I did not.
So you sold it before. Now, your mother says that you sold the ring because you needed money.
That's correct.
Good. Well, you had no right to sell the ring. I believe the plaintiff when he says that there was an agreement that if he gave you back the stuff, you were going to give him back the ring. In any event, whether there was that kind of an agreement or not, an engagement ring is a gift made in contemplation of getting married. And it sounds to me, even if I believe at best your story, that this was a mutual decision not to marry. Mutual.
Can I
If
say-
it is... No. say nothing. If it is a mutual decision not to marry, or if it's your decision, the woman's decision not to marry, in practically every jurisdiction, the ring goes back to the person who gave the ring, which is usually the fella. I mean, my feeling has always been different. My feeling is whoever decides that a marriage shouldn't take place, that usually is a good thing rather than a marriage taking place that's a mistake, and the ring should be returned. In any event, the ring should have been returned to him. I'm certain that at the time that the engagement was broken, he asked you for it, because it doesn't sound right to me that he wouldn't say, could I have my ring back that I paid $3,300 for? I don't believe that he didn't ask for the ring back. I don't believe that he didn't ask for the ring back, madam. You have a receipt for this ring, sir?
Yes, I do.
May I have it, please? Total value of the ring was $3,327. That's what was paid for the ring. The fact that you sold it for less is really totally irrelevant to me. Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,327. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Guess what?
Right,
Good always prevails. I'm walking away from here a winner because I got the best husband a woman could ever ask for.
And now the next case.
Parties on Gonzalez versus Sandoval. Step forward, please.
27-year-old auto mechanic Gabriel Gonzalez and his girlfriend Ruby Sandoval had a baby 8 years ago. Before they broke up, he bought a crib for their son. Now he wants it back for his new girlfriend's baby. Ruby says she doesn't know where it is.
You two folks have a child together.
Yes, we do.
Boy or a girl?
Boy.
How old?
He's going to be 9 on April 5th.
And I gather from your papers that you were never married. Is that right?
Correct.
Mr. Gonzalez, tell me what you're suing for and why.
Basically, Your Honor, I would like the crib back because I paid for it with my hard-earned cash. I bought it for my son. He no longer uses it, and now my fiance right here is pregnant. She's almost due any day now, any minute now, and I'd like the crib back.
After almost 9 years?
Well, Your Honor, I repeatedly asked for the crib when we first split up, and she told me to basically go to hell. Right now, we are having a custody situation right now, and when I had my attorney and filed the paperwork for the custody, I asked her to ask the judge presiding on the case, can you please ask about the crib? And she said, oh, no, right now is not the time.
That's a lie.
And back in '95, when we signed the stipulation because the courts were behind, I asked for the crib back again. She said, right now is not the time. Let's settle the custody issue first, and then after that, then we'll go about the crib. Well, the custody issue is now dragged on for a little over 2 years now.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You each have the child half the time. Why is he paying any child support? Just because he's the man doesn't mean he pays child support.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Gabriel Gonzalez wants an expensive baby crib back from his ex-girlfriend, Ruby Sandoval. She says he only wants the crib because they are in the middle of a custody battle.
Let me just understand this. You each see this child, spend substantial amounts of time with this child. Is that
Yes.
right?
Right now, we have a joint stipulation. He spends 1 week, 1 full week with me and 1 full week with his mother.
How is he doing with this 1 week on and 1 week off situation?
Well, he's not doing very happy. He wants to spend his time with me. That's why I've gone back to court, because the stipulation that we signed, he was to be back and forth 1 week. He's never really liked that. He's always wanted to stay with me. I support him in his school, his sports. She doesn't bring him to his practices. She don't bring him to his games.
Mr. Gonzalez, a child needs 2 parents.
I understand that.
And it's just very unfortunate that the 2 of you couldn't come to some sort of an arrangement where each of you could spend time with him. You know, this business of 1 week on and 1 week off may be nice for you, but it's usually not nice for a child. It's usually nicer if there is some sort of an arrangement where there is continuity in seeing both parents, you know. Monday through Thursday, you're with one, and then you sort of go off to the other one, rather than a total and complete break. That sometimes works when the baby is a year old or 2 years old, but as a child gets older, they usually like to have roots someplace. Has anybody tried mediation with the 2 of you and the boy?
We've gone to a conciliation court that didn't resolve nothing, and now, right now, as we speak, there's a custody evaluation The evaluator has come out and talked to me. He's talked to her. There's also been a social worker involved, and we have a court date coming up in the end of October. And
Is this your only child, sir?
yes, it is.
Is this your only child?
Yes.
Well, if this is your only child, and I assume that both of you are good parents, then I'm really sorry that conciliation didn't work, because it should have. Mr. Gonzalez, it's been 8 years, almost 9. How come you didn't save up for a new crib, sir?
How come I didn't save up for a new crib?
Yeah, if you made a baby. You made a new baby.
I understand that.
That's usually cheap and easy to make a new baby. That doesn't cost you very much, sometimes just a nice romantic dinner, right?
Right?
Okay?
Okay.
But you have to be prepared for a new baby.
Well,
Being prepared for a new baby doesn't mean a 9-year-old crib, Mr. Gonzalez.
Well, if you look at the crib, Your Honor, the crib did cost $800. She wasn't satisfied with just the low-budget crib. She did have to have the top-of-the-line crib.
Mr. Gonzalez, if you went to a garage sale and somebody was selling a 9-year-old crib, maybe you would spend $50 for it, sir. Maybe. Maybe. Come on. What's this really all about? Is this really all about a crib?
This is just he's just rebelling because we're going through court and all that. He's just trying to get me in whatever he possibly could. He's dragging me to courts. He has brought my son out of school several times, which is not even right. He's supposed to be in school, learning, which, you know, he takes him out of school in order to put him in the spot between him and I and just see us arguing, which I don't think that's very appropriate. The child should be in school, learning, and be away from the parents' problems.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Let me ask you another question. Do either of you pay child support to the other for this child?
He's supposed to pay child support, but he's late all the time. He hasn't paid for this month.
Is your arrangement, do you have the child 1 week and he has the child 1 week?
I have custody of my child for yes. It's alternate
Why does he
weeks.
pay child support then?
What does he pay?
Why? You each have the child half the time. Why is he paying any child support? Do you work?
I'm trying to get a job every time I get a job.
Just a second. Is the answer you work or you don't work?
At the present time, yes, I am working.
So you are supporting yourself? Do you get any kind of aid from the state?
No.
Fine. Well, I don't understand why he's paying child support then.
Your Honor, I also pay for him to go to private school, pay for his uniforms, pay for his sports activities, football, baseball.
That's nice. You're his father. I just was talking about child support. If you each have the child same amount of time, you should each pay your own tab when the child is with you, at least up until now. That sounds fair to me. You understand?
Yeah.
Just because he's the man doesn't mean he pays child support. Parents pay child support. Look, Mr. Gonzalez, you gonna have a new baby?
Yes, Your Honor.
Buy a new crib. This case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. Step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
He's my world to me. He's #1 to me, and he always will be.
Takes him out of school. Not
We'll
very
find
important.
out. We'll find
Not
out.
very
We'll find
important.
out. You're the one that doesn't even pay for his school. Where are you going?
That's all she does.
Where are you going?
This is wasting my time.
She hit me on the right side, which shifted my lower jaw.
According to the reports by the police, there was blood all over the place.
The husband, the new wife, and the ex-wife came to blows the night they came to pick up the kids.
Yes, I did. I hit her.
I doubt the fact that this is the first time that you ever put your hands on your wife.
I've never hit her before.
You're behaving like vindictive bitch.
Yes, I am.
Mr. Perez, you are Mrs. Perez, the former wife of this gentleman.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
According to your complaint, former Mrs. Perez assaulted you.
Yes, she did.
You want damages.
Yes.
She has a counterclaim. She claims that you assaulted her first. She wants similar damages.
No, Your Honor, I didn't do that, anything.
Well, this took place when you were returning the children. There are 2 children?
Yes, actually there's 3.
3 children. To your home after a period of visitation.
Yes.
Is that so? Tell me what happened.
Well, we went to go drop off the boys.
How old are the children?
One's 10 and one's 7. We only had the 2 boys with us at the time. We went to go drop them off. It was late that night. My husband wanted to talk to her concerning one of the boys being sexually abused. He spoke with her, tried to work things out, talked to her. She started getting mad. She charged at him, started screaming back and forth at each other. I got in the middle because of the fact that the children were crying and screaming inside the home. I told my husband, let's go so it won't get out of hand, which she got mad. She struck me on my right side, and after that, my husband did hit her, and she landed inside her house.
Well, when you say she struck you, did she strike you with a fist, her open hand? How did
I didn't see when it was coming. I don't know how she hit me, but she hit me.
Did you have any injuries?
Yes, I did.
What were your injuries?
My jaw shifted. She hit me on the right side, which it shifted my lower jaw to over here, which now I have a torn joint in my jaw, which I have doctor proofs in here. And he did make a little notation on here, what I sustained from it.
How long have you been married to your husband?
I've been with him for 4 years, 3-4 years.
And how long have you been divorced?
4 years.
What was this discussion about one of the children being sexually abused?
During the weekend we had them, their son told us what was going on. My husband called the health and welfare, called the police department, tried to get something done. They said they couldn't do anything about it unless the child was endangered over there, which when we got to their residence, the other child was there at the time, and my husband...
You mean there was some allegation, according to you, that there was another child in the defendant's residence who had been sexually abusing
their children.
Their children. Both boys or just one? And you wanted to talk to her about it?
Yes. Because this had happened before, like about 2 years before.
Step up here.
Yes, because this had happened before, like about 2 years before. I brought it to her attention, and then she didn't let me see the kids for about a year.
That's absolutely untrue.
She said that I guess they had taken care of it. I called the health and welfare and everything. They never got back to me. And that's why this ended up like this.
Well, why did you pick this particular time to speak to her? When you took the children back?
It's the only time when I drop them off, when there's a chance to talk to her, because I really don't talk to her. Yeah.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
That's very unfortunate that the two of you can't talk. Did you put your hands on her that evening?
After
is not an answer. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I did. I hit her.
Why did you hit her?
Because she started charging at me, telling me all this. She took out the little boy that has been sexually abusing my boy. He's like about 5-6 years older. And she made him confront him. She put them both in front of each other. My little boy, he was shaking. He was scared because he was going to get beat up by this little boy. And it's still going to happen. And he was scared. And she started screaming like, what? After she hit my wife, she said, what, are you going to hit him? And I said, no, I'm going to hit you. And that's what happened. I did. I struck her.
How many times?
I don't remember. All I remember is I lost it. It must have been like 3-4 times.
Were you arrested?
Yes, I was. Yeah.
He has been charged.
And my wife even pulled me off of her because she didn't want that to happen, but still did.
She did not touch her, Your Honor.
Shh. How old is this other little boy that's in the house, and how is he related to your former wife?
He's her nephew. Yeah.
How old is he?
He's like about 13, 14.
He's
my
11.
little boy's like 7.
He's 11 years old.
It's 11?
Yes.
Okay, let me come to you. I'd like you to tell me your version of the events of that evening.
Your Honor, can I have the girls stepped out for a minute? I mean, there's some sections here that I would rather them not hear.
Are these your daughters?
This is my daughter, and this is her friend.
Absolutely.
Yes, please.
Step out.
Just for a minute, and because there's some issues that before, and it involves one of my daughters, and I would rather her not be present when I talk about it. I divorced Mr. Perez because of violence.
Domestic violence?
Yes. During the divorce, because it was really hectic for my children, I took them to counseling. And in one of the counseling sessions, my daughter revealed to the counselor that she was being molested by her grandfather, paternal grandfather.
Paternal?
Yes.
Grandfather.
That was reported to the police and whatnot. Mr. Perez, in turn, countered that and started saying, at this time, my nephew was 7 years old, my son was 6, and my other son was 4. In order to get back at me, he started saying that my 7-year-old was molesting my 6 and my 4-year-old. They called child services. We took all the children in for interviewing, and it was determined that the kids were playing. You show me yours, you show me mine. It was that kind of relationship that, you know, at that time. Now, my child, they come to my house that day and saying that my child had told her child, made a comment to her child. I talked to my little boy about this, and we have taken him to counseling also regarding this.
Why did you take him to counseling?
Because they've been so traumatized by all this. You have to understand, Your Honor, these people have been torturing me for 4 years. I mean, between taking me to court, I have been to court about 20 times since I divorced. For protection orders, for getting beaten up, for modification of child support, for everything.
Okay.
Anyway, we were at the house that day. I didn't have any milk, so I had to run to the store. I left my daughter and Veronica in charge. They were there. They came and dropped off the boys, and I wasn't home. I was at the store getting milk, and then I wasn't home. So they called the police on me again, because they called the police on me for everything, saying that the kids were unattended.
So let me understand this. You dropped the children off, and then you called the police.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
They didn't ask to be born. You made them. And your primary responsibility is supposed to see to it that they have happy childhoods.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Diana Perez is being sued by her ex-husband's new wife, 22-year-old Christina Perez. Christina charges that Diana hit her in the jaw, causing serious injury. But Diana says she was only defending herself.
You dropped the children off, and then you called the police.
No, we didn't drop the children off at that time with the girls. My husband wanted to talk to her regarding their children.
So you kept the children in the car?
Yes, we went to the police department.
Mr. Perez, so you didn't drop the children off?
No.
You put the children back in the car, or they remained in the car?
Yes.
And you drove directly to the police station? Yes. And what did you tell the police?
I just told them that she's not there, because she always does this. I'm supposed to drop them off at 7. It was already like 12 o'clock.
Just a second. What did you tell the police? I didn't ask your whole history.
Okay, I just told them that basically that's it, that I went to drop him off. I already went like about 4 times. She's not there. And in the divorce decree, it says that I should drop him off at 7, pick him up at 7, and drop him off at 7. That's what it was all about.
How old are these 2 girls?
I think my daughter's 13. I don't know about the other one. I don't even know who she is.
Your daughter's 13?
12.
Or 12, going to 13.
And your 2 sons that you were dropping off?
That time he was 6, and the other one's like 9.
9 and 6?
Yes.
Why couldn't their sister watch them?
I could have left her off, but I wanted to talk to her.
You could have left them off?
Yes.
Now, you drove back at 10, and you say she wasn't home at 10. Did you go back to the police again?
No, we called them up.
Called who?
Home, the police department from our home, to let them know that she wasn't home yet and what was going on. We let them know, and they told us we would have to get a hold of the health and welfare.
Just a second. At 10 o'clock, the girls were home.
Yes.
So why didn't you bring the children home instead of calling the police?
Because he wanted to talk to Diana concerning the boys.
It wasn't urgent to talk to her that night. Certainly not urgent enough to call the police. You folks, I don't know about what's happening on her side, the history of what's going on there, but you people are not behaving like responsible parents. You're behaving like vindictive babies. And you're putting your children in the middle, because whenever you bring the police into something, you put the children in the middle. Ridiculous.
Excuse me, Your Honor. The only reason I bring the police into it, because there's been a lot of occasions where I get busy or something, and she calls the police department.
That's
and
terrible.
They want to pick me up.
Just a second. You mean you get busy and don't bring the children home on time?
More like I only see him like, sometimes she doesn't really let me see him for 3 or 4 months.
Mr.
So when
Perez.
I do see him, I try to take him out, go do something.
Mr. Perez, I'm hearing a lot of excuses from this end. Now, I don't agree with using children, custodial parents, if they happen to be mothers using the children. I just don't like the vibes that I'm getting over here, sir. Something in my common sense and my training suggests to me that there's a lot more here than I'm going to have time to hear today. How much child support do you pay?
$360 a month.
When was the last time you went back to have that modified?
I'm supposed to be in court tomorrow.
For what?
Modification on it.
Whose modification?
Mine, I guess, yeah.
What do you mean you guess?
Yeah, well, it's mine.
It's your petition to modify downward the order of support?
Yes.
From $360 a month?
Yes.
For 3 children?
Yes.
Why?
Because where I used to work before, I used to make a lot more money, and they closed the plant. I'm out of that job, so I ended up, to be able to pay the child support, I could have got unemployment, but I figured, no, I got to pay my child support, so I went and got another job. It went like 2.5 less an hour, so that's why I'm getting the modification.
How many times have you gone for a modification? Mr. Perez, how many modification petitions have you filed in the last 4 years?
This is it.
This is the second one.
4?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, I would like to see the initial police report from you, Mrs. Perez. Can I see it, please? What was the date of this incident, by the way?
The ended up being on the 25th, because it was late that night, so they did 24th, 25th.
Okay. Now let me see the medical bill, please.
These are...
Were you arrested that night, sir?
Yes, ma'am. I knew I did wrong, so I just went and turned myself in.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
And this is what I looked like after I got beat up by him.
It would have been worse, Diana. He could have killed you there.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Gabriel Perez's current wife, Christina Perez, is suing Gabriel's ex-wife, Diana Perez, claiming Diana assaulted her during an argument. Diana says her ex-husband injured her.
You didn't go to see a doctor until 2 days after this incident. Mrs. Perez, is that right?
I went right the next day, Your Honor.
No. 2 days later. This happened on the 24th. You went and just
Actually, it was the 25th, late that night. And the police officer did neglect me medical attention, so I had to go on my own.
He neglected?
Yes, he did.
Did you go to the doctor before or after your husband was arrested for assault?
I went after.
Yeah, I got it. Now, I understand it. You don't get $5,000 for a slap. I don't see anything here about injuries, madam. And I don't know why you got in between these two people. I have no idea. You had no business being there. You had no business getting in between these two people. Now, you, with regard to your counterclaim, are suing the wrong person.
Pardon me?
You're suing the wrong person.
Oh.
He's the one you should be suing.
I know.
He was the one who injured you. And according to the police reports here, you were pretty severely beaten. He sort of acknowledges that he severely beat you. He lost it. I assume that it's not the first time he lost it.
No.
Yes, it was.
Baloney.
Never hit her before.
Well, then maybe the other times that you hit her,
I've
you
never
hit her
hit
on
before.
purpose.
I've never hit her before.
You two people present a very sad commentary on what happens when people separate. You are remarried, you have a new wife. You have any new children with your new wife?
Yes, I do.
How many children?
2.
2. Do you work?
Yes, I do.
So you work inside the house or outside
Inside the house.
In the house.
Mhm.
What do you do?
I have a child daycare, which I am licensed to have one.
Fine.
I
Oh,
went to
that's
school
good.
for it.
That's good. All right, because I assume you know he has prior financial obligations to the 3 children that he had before
Yes,
he
Your
made
Honor,
more children.
I've been divorced before. I know how it goes. I was dealing with her before with the child custody of the kids so they could visit their father. I would talk for both of them.
Well, that's a big mistake.
Yes, it is a big mistake.
Big
which
mistake.
I tried to get them to do
especially
it.
when, Mrs. Perez, it's a big mistake, especially when a portion of your husband's salary is going to support his other 3 children. And there's not a lot of money to go around, so that makes you a little bit irritated.
I know he has obligations, which
Well-
is okay with me, because $360 a month is not even hardly enough to support
It
the
sure
children.
isn't, especially when he's going to have it reduced. $360 for 3 children a month doesn't keep a cocker spaniel in puppy chow. Certainly not 3 growing children. So, I don't believe she injured you, madam. I don't believe that this slap, which you refer to as a slap, caused you any injury whatsoever. Let me tell you what I think.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
What I think is that you got very nervous when your husband lost it and was arrested for assaulting her, because he assaulted her and you know he injured her.
Yes,
because,
I know that's right.
Because,
I tried to
because
prevent
according
it.
to these reports, there was blood all over the place. According to the reports by the police, there was blood all over the place. So then I believe that you and your husband came up with this story to try to soften it a little bit, that she was the one who instigated the whole thing by assaulting you. Now, you were not denied assistance by the police. There were no visible signs of any injury on you when the police arrived. None whatsoever. Your case is dismissed. You, on the other hand, madam, are suing the wrong person civilly. He's the one you ought to be suing. I suggest that you do it so that you can get damages from him, so the next time he loses his temper, he'll know what's going to cost him.
Yes, ma'am.
As far as your children are concerned, you got to do the right thing with regard to your children. If he has a legitimate concern with regard to what's going on in your house with a now 12 or 13-year-old, you have to take that very seriously.
Yes, I do.
And you have to stop thinking that it's just in retaliation. If it's true that when he confronted you with this allegation, you put both boys together, very bad thing to do.
I
You
didn't
have
do
to be
that.
protective of your own child.
Yes, definitely.
And make sure that this is not going on in your home, because very
Definitely.
often parents are the last to know.
Definitely.
You have to stop abusing the system, sir. Abusing the police system, abusing the child welfare system, in order to gain an upper hand in whatever kind of proceedings you have, whether they be support proceedings, whether they be visitation proceedings, whether they be custody proceedings. And the two of you have to recognize that together you made 3 children. The 3 children are the innocents. They didn't ask to be born. You made them. And your primary responsibility is supposed to see to it that they have happy childhoods. And right now, you're not doing that. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
And
This is what I look like after I got beat up by him.
It would have been worse, Diana. He could have killed you there, but I took him off of you. So
You
be
didn't do
thankful.
anything, Christy.
Yes, I did. He's a great husband. I mean, the 4 years I've been with him, he's never hit me. I mean,
Prior to me moving in, a strange woman had gone through the neighborhood, knocked on the door, and handed out these flyers.
His new girlfriend is accused of trying to destroy the reputation of his ex-wife.
We were concerned for the children.
This is outrageous. You are a mean, vindictive.
Suing her ex-husband's new girlfriend, 38-year-old Denise Novo, for defamation of character. Jackie alleges that Denise passed out flyers in her neighborhood, accusing her of being a child abuser. Denise says the flyers are true.
Order, all rise. Your Honor, this is case number 244 on the calendar in the matter of Harder versus Novo. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have a seat, please. Have a seat, ma'am.
Miss Harder, the defendant, according to your papers, is the present girlfriend of your former husband.
Correct.
Who you allege defamed you
Yes.
in your community by slandering you and by publishing flyers demeaning your character and saying things about your children.
Yes.
Well, is this the ex-husband?
Yes.
Do you not get along with each other?
No.
You don't get along with him and you don't get along with her?
No. I get along with him if she's not involved.
How many children do you have?
2.
How old are they?
9 and 6.
And how long have you been divorced?
6 years.
So you were married for a short period of time.
5 years.
Okay. Tell me about this defamation.
I have a copy of the flyer right here. I moved into a new home October of '96, and in February, my neighbors came to me, 3 separate neighbors came to me on one Sunday afternoon and said that prior to me moving in, a strange woman had gone through the neighborhood, knocked on the door, and handed out these flyers.
Can I see them, please? Stop. I've read your answer. Now, according to your answer, you don't deny that you went up to some of the neighbors in the new place where she was moving in and had conversations with them, correct?
Correct.
You didn't discuss these flyers in your answer, but I assume these flyers are flyers that you gave to them. Is that correct?
1. Correct.
So why don't you explain why?
They were meant for a telephone pole.
What?
They were meant for a telephone pole in the neighborhood because we were concerned for the children.
Who was concerned? For what children?
I, myself, and the father of the children were very concerned of situations that the children were discussing with both I and the father about some abuse towards them from their mother and the mother's boyfriend.
Step up here.
And we can no longer turn
Step
our
up here.
cheek.
Step up here. You have concerns about your children, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Why didn't you go to the family court?
I went to the family.
You went to the family court?
No, I didn't go to the family court. I called Child Protective Service.
I didn't ask you if you called Child Protective Services. You chewing gum?
Yes, ma'am.
Get rid of it. I said if you are concerned about your children, why didn't you go to the family court and say, I am concerned about my children, and I think that perhaps we should entertain a different kind of custody arrangement for the children. Why didn't you do that?
I did do that. I went to mediation.
Good.
A mediation.
Good. And what happened as a result of the mediation?
What happened in mediation?
Yes.
What happened in mediation?
Try to remember, sir, they're your children. Did you
I
get
know
your
they're
children?
my children.
Did you get your children?
Yes, I did get my children.
So you got custody of your children?
Right.
So then what are we doing here?
No. I didn't get custody.
Just a second.
I didn't get custody of them. I got visitation.
Good. Now, after you had visitation with your children, according to your girlfriend, the two of you became very concerned about the children's welfare.
Right.
So why didn't you go back to court and say, circumstances have changed. I would like to have a hearing with regard to custody of my children. I would like my children to have their own attorney that they can speak to, right? And resolve the matter in an orderly fashion as you did with your visitation request. Why didn't you do that?
Well, the man that I was talking to, the mediator, he said if there was any problems to come back and talk to him. There was a statement that he issued, and it was a court order, that she not degrade me in front of the kids and to leave me alone.
Degrading you in front of the children.
Right.
That's your primary concern.
No, it's not my primary concern, but these children are going, they're not, how do you say it? Excuse me, I'm not well spoken. But my children are going through hell right now.
You think that this makes it better?
Well, I think I've already gone to the Child Protective Services. I went to the school. Nobody
If you
else
went to
would
Child
help me.
Protective Services, that means that Child Protective Services did an investigation.
Yes, they did.
And did they take any action?
No, they didn't.
And how many times did you go to Child Protective Services?
3 times.
And of the 3 times that you went there, was any action taken, any case filed against their mother?
There's an open case, but no, nothing was filed against her.
And the children remain in her care?
Yes.
Do you have any children, madam?
Yes, I do.
Where are they?
She's 17 years old.
That's not what I asked you. I didn't ask you how old she is. I said, where is she?
She's at home waiting for a job interview.
At home where?
In Santa Barbara.
Is that where you live?
Yes, that is.
So she lives with the 2 of you?
Yes, she does.
She finished school?
No, she hasn't.
Why not?
She's a junior in high school.
I don't understand what you mean. She's waiting for a job interview.
She has independent studies.
Why?
I pulled her out of the school system.
Why?
I don't like the high school near my home.
Mm-hmm. Huh? Is that your only child?
Yes, it is.
And when did you pull her out of school? How old was she?
September of '96.
Mm-hmm. How long have you been living in the same place, sir?
Since... Oh, it's... What?
Don't ask her.
Oh, I'm not good with dates, excuse me.
You're not good with language and you're not good with dates. What are you good at?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Did you ever pull your kids out of school, Byrd, to put them in independent studies?
No, Judge, not
I
at all.
had 5 kids. I never pulled my kids out of school for independent studies.
And later today,
when I started expressing my concerns, she sent me socks saying that I had cold feet.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 33-year-old Jackie Harder is charging her ex-husband's new girlfriend, Denise Novo, with defamation of character. Jackie says when she moved into a new neighborhood, Denise passed out flyers to the neighbors, falsely accusing her of being a child abuser. Denise says that it's true.
You two must be very smart people in order to teach this child yourself. He doesn't know dates, he doesn't know anything, and you do this. This is outrageous! This is outrageous! You are a mean, vindictive woman who could do this. She's moving into a new place. You didn't get what you want when you call Child Protective Services. They conduct no less than 3 investigations against her. They find absolutely no basis to remove the children, so you decide to make a little trouble, make her life a little bit miserable. And you go around before she moves into the community, and you plaster things up around the community. She says she gave it out to people. Genius over here says it was supposed to be on telephone poles. All right? I want to tell you something. If I were the family court judge, not a mediator, but if I were the family court judge who was deciding visitation with your children, you, sir, would see your children under a supervised visitation arrangement only. And I am a very serious proponent of fathers having as unrestricted quality time, if they are not the custodial parents of children, as is possible, because I always believe that that's in a child's best interest, to have the love and companionship of both biological parents. It's always been my view. I'm a serious proponent of that, but not, sir, when you live with this kind of witch. Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,000. Whatever counterclaim there is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
And now the next case.
Parties on Licht versus Water. Step forward, please.
42-year-old Reverend Howard Licht is suing his former fiancée, 39-year-old Stephanie Warder, for not returning the engagement ring after they called off their wedding. Stephanie says she was embarrassed by his change of heart.
Simple case. You are Reverend Licht?
Yes, ma'am.
And Miss Warder, according to these papers, you became engaged to each other. That's correct. You purchased an engagement ring for the defendant. You changed your mind.
Yes, ma'am.
Called off the wedding. Want the ring back.
Yes.
That's pretty simple. How long were you engaged before you changed your mind, sir?
A couple of months, Your Honor.
Why don't you think 4 months? All right, Miss Warden. Water. Is that the way you pronounce it, Water?
Why don't you tell me why you think he is not entitled to his ring back?
Well, after he proposed to me and I said yes, I started planning for the wedding. I bought a wedding dress, hired a wedding coordinator, worked on getting the tuxes and the bridal dresses. I had my whole church involved in planning this wedding. And then he calls it off, but doesn't really call it off. He says, well, why don't we just postpone the wedding? It's okay, we can do that. But then he never would talk to me, with no communications whatsoever. Every time I tried to talk to him, he would be abrupt with me, sure, had something else to do. And I thought we were trying to work this out.
Did you know why he had called off the wedding or why he wanted to postpone it?
He said that he didn't like the way I talked to waiters and waitresses.
Is that the reason you gave her?
That was among other things, yes. At one point, we had a discussion about her having her hair done, and I was curious. She had told me that she had a speaking relationship with her stylist, and I said, well, what did your stylist think about the hairstyle you wanted? And she told me in no uncertain terms that her stylist had nothing to do with her decision. She was capable of making decisions on her own. It took me aback. I work with a lot of people. I listen to a lot of professional opinions, and while I may not always follow those opinions, when I make my decision, they are informed. I just began to think about what's the marriage going to be like if she makes all the decisions without any input.
I did have input from people, but the final decision is mine when it deals with my hair or something that deals with me, my car, my house, or whatever, because I am the one that has to live with those decisions.
Have you been married before?
No, I have never been married before.
But you have, sir?
Yes.
Never
According
been
to these
engaged.
papers, a couple of times.
Yes, ma'am.
And engaged a few more times.
Yes, ma'am.
How many times?
I was going to ask, but as long as you did.
Well, there have been a number of engagements.
Altogether, how many times?
I would say probably 7 or 8 different times.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He would get me upset about this or wanting to talk. And then, of course, it was time to go to bed because he had to get up and preach the next morning.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 39-year-old Stephanie Warder says when her fiancé, 42-year-old Reverend Howard Licht, broke off their engagement, she had already spent hundreds of dollars planning the wedding. So she kept the engagement ring to help make up for the loss.
Miss Warder, how much did you actually spend on planning the wedding? Your dress, things that you could not return.
I spent probably with the dress and the plane tickets to fly down to visit him, around $1,000.
I'm not talking about the plane tickets to fly down to visit him. I'm talking about you paid for your dress.
Right.
Were you able to get the money back?
No.
And how much was the dress?
$640.
And did you give any money to your wedding coordinator?
No, because she was a friend of mine and she decided not to.
That's not a big deal.
I've never been married before. I've never been engaged before either. This was the time that I was going to do it. I was 39 years old when he proposed to me. I didn't think I should have any problem about taking the wedding dress back because this was going to be it.
When you accepted this ring, did you know that he had been married twice before?
Yes, I did.
When you accepted the ring, did you know that he had been engaged 8 times before?
Yes, I did. But I also decided that I should not hold his past against him.
Well, I'm not suggesting that you hold his past against him, but when somebody has an argument with you because they don't like the way you talk to your hairdresser, I would suggest to you that there's a problem.
That was after the engagement, not before.
You mean after you were engaged already?
Right.
You're probably lucky. Where's the ring?
I don't have the ring.
Where is it?
It's at home in a safe place. I'm keeping the ring because he gave it to me. It's very important. It meant a whole lot to me.
What do you plan on doing with it, Miss Warder?
Wearing it on my right hand. It's a nice dinner ring.
Good. How much did you pay for the ring, sir?
$2,200.
You paid $2,200? Let me see the receipt.
Now, Miss Water, I'm not going to send a posse to your house to get the ring. It's up to you. But if, you know...
I'm not going to give this ring back.
Well, then you're going to have to pay for it, madam. Listen to me.
So
let me explain why to you, because I think that that's fair. There's a difference between a broken engagement and breaking up a marriage. This guy clearly has some problems.
Mm-hmm.
If he makes a big megillah over your hairstylist, that's not somebody that I, after waiting 39 years, would want to hang my hopes on for a happy future. So you're probably very lucky that it ended when it did after 4 months. The fact that it was an embarrassment to you, I can understand. But an engagement ring is given as a promise, as sort of a contract in anticipation of getting married.
I did not break that contract.
I understand that. It doesn't make any difference. In my view, it doesn't make any difference because whoever breaks the contract, both parties are usually better off. I mean, are you suggesting to me that you would have wanted to have married this man, gone through with the ceremony, and found out what you know about him now 3 or 4 or 5 weeks after you got married, or 5 months after you got married, or perhaps after you had children together? Come on, be smart. You're getting away cheap. So, in my view, irrespective of whose fault it is, of who's willing to stand up and say...
Why should he get back everything when I am the one who's the loser here?
Just a second. I'm going to see to it that you get back the money for your dress. That's going to be deducted from the cost of the ring. Absolutely. Now, if you're prepared to give him back the ring, I'm prepared to enter a judgment against him for the cost of the dress. Do you understand?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Because I don't think that because he changed his mind, you should find yourself in a position of being out financially. Doesn't that sound fair?
Yeah, the humiliation that goes along with it, too.
Well, but you know, you have to balance the humiliation, Miss Water.
Yeah, my whole church knew.
I know.
His church did not know. Even my mailman knew that I was getting married. This was very important to me.
I understand. Would you have preferred to have married him? And then been wife number 3?
At this moment, no.
There you go. So that's the answer.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
Your Honor, will that be a monetary judgment for the balance?
Well, unless I can convince Miss Water that she ought to give up this ring because it's going to be a constant reminder of this very bad period of time.
It is not a reminder of bad times for me. It's a reminder of all the good times for me.
Okay.
I am not giving it back.
Very good. I am deducting the $640 for her wedding dress, sir, $1,560 for the plaintiff. Consider yourself lucky, Miss Water. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
I don't even believe in him as a minister anymore. He cannot be a minister and act the way that he's been doing. He does not practice what he preaches.